We do.
Hey, wait. Are we live?
Yeah.
As
Hey!
opposed to some other
Hey!
kind of
Oh my
live?
gosh! Like people are
Only
watching
one way to
us.
say everyone do swear
Let's
words.
go.
Go.
Okay.
Go,
Yeah.
go,
Can
go.
we? Can we do swear words? All right. Hey. So
No.
I don't think we have a minimum swear word count, but do we have a maximum swear word count?
Oh, shit.
No.
So
Let's
you
find
question.
out. No.
I know that's not a challenge for some of us. Okay, especially me. One, thank you to everybody in the chat. Already seeing some beautiful messages from some friends, and our good friend Alex is also hanging out in chat, even though she cannot be here right now. So, Alex, hey, we miss you. Can't wait to see you here. Um, the party is kicking off right now. So, uh, Alex kind of gave a little bit of a tearful goodbye as she moved to spend some time with mom and the family learning things. As you know, reluctantly, but necessarily, she decided that maybe she needed to actually do this. The rest of the party, however, has kind of chilled out for the last 2 weeks. Can I get some chilling out in the city music, maybe? It's winter still. The snows have come and gone, but never completely left. It's always snowy in the Waterdeep when it's winter. Um, that that being said, the ocean in the distance continues to roar with the waves coming in with the squalls as they pour in and out, and then the brief calm periods. This is one of those brief calm periods. It's evening time. Snow is falling lightly, but no wind is really blowing. The crispness of the air is almost pleasant now as you've become more acclimated to the chill. People are out as the sun has setted, and the drift globes light up the streets in a cheery way, if you will. As you guys are sitting in the Happy Axe Peak Tavern, it is quiet. The night crowd hasn't fully come in, and the bard isn't due for another hour to start the live music act. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's where you are. You're just chilling for an evening. Eventually, you'll go back to where you're staying. In the meantime, let the DM run the show, for those who are asking in the background. All right. So you've gone up for a quick cocktail. You've had some chats with some of the folks. What is your next choice? You're still staying at the other place, but you don't just always want to drink in the same place over and over and over again.
So I say we've got a few options as far as what we need to do. We've got some unmentionables in that bag that we need to go and see a certain magic caster with a certain colored magic stick.
What?
Yeah, it's not a
You're gonna go
disco
show
stick though.
where?
But do we trust her? I mean, where exactly do we want to put this sort of situation? I mean, do we just want to keep holding on to him until we find a better spot for him, or do we want to, pass this puck around?
First, we said the Blackstaff pretty much ordered us to come see her. And second, if somebody's able to take those things away from the Blackstaff, I think we're already doomed.
Fair enough. So, see her.
At a bare minimum, she's not going to be running around dangerous scenarios in foreign places without backup.
I mean, who would do such a thing? It'd be foolish. Downright foolhardy. Probably make a good show, though. But fair enough. Anything else we need to manage as far as while we're here? You think... Is there anything else that we need to do? Rafe, as far as your temple, Lucy, as far as your... Are you still enrolled in college? I'm not entirely sure. Are you just... is attendance
I don't know
marked?
either at this point.
So during the last 2 weeks, you've received a couple letters from the Blue Zephyr Post. Birds have dropped them off.
In Mike fashion, I've been ignoring them.
Yeah.
Any
but
letters
you
from
have
school?
them. I mean, the minute you open, they are definitely from the Bard College, which you had a full ride scholarship at, I might add.
And and I'm ignoring these. They don't exist to me right
And now he's expelled.
He wouldn't know.
I don't know.
What do you do
No,
with
it-
the letters? Do you tear them up or do you keep them on you?
It's in my bag. Like
Okay.
I in my head, I'm like, I'll be responsible one day. I'll look at these and I'll deal with them. One day when I have time, I definitely will look at them. I definitely will make time for that, and I just don't.
Okay.
There's just, in our shared room, there's just this cage of annoying paper birds that are just like constantly like flickering around with notes. Just like, I hate this thing.
Yep.
Well, Luciano's college aside, I think that the temple is going to be fine. At least for now. There are plenty of priests, so.
Before we do anything,
Family. I turn
well,
to Garlo and
parents,
I just go,
suppose.
"What do you think her dad's like? You think she takes after him? Does he look like her?"
I assume he's human. I imagine. She doesn't have any gnomish trait. Well, hold on. Garlo's just like eyeing up like her chin and her nose, like it's like. Maybe, well, hold on. Maybe something. Well, we find out. Turja, is that something
Gnomish.
pressing you need to check, or is that something you want to? Is that something just if we leave the city, like before we head to the Feywild?
Before we it's important but not urgent. Before we leave the city.
All right. And I think our heading's pretty clear. Do we need an appointment to see Blackstaff, or is it something? Can we just say we're expected? Like, do we need a card or a writ?
I'm not sure how to set up an appointment with the Blackstaff besides showing up and asking to see her.
I mean, fair enough.
Did the Blackstaff already send you a message?
Well, she talked to us, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I thought it was the Open Lord talked to us.
Oh, right, that was it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
That being said, I assume the two talk to each other,
I mean,
even if they don't like
think.
each other very much.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Right. Then does anyone know exactly where the Blackstaff hangs out? Is that widely kept knowledge, or?
Yeah, it's widely
Yes.
known.
She
Blackstaff
has
Tower.
a tower. It's very tall.
I mean, I would hang out at a tower if it was named after me too.
Now, is it named after her, or is it she's squatting in there, and so then she just gets to have it? Like,
She's not the
This-
original Blackstaff, but she's not squatting either.
She is the holder of the title of Blackstaff, and therefore has control of the tower.
so she's squatting. All right.
Yep.
So let's
No claim.
no claim. Just,
How does one take the title?
I mean, could Lucy? Do you want to be Blue Staff?
Blue staff. I don't like staffs, actually. Now that I think about it, never mind.
Nope. Fair enough. All right then. So finish our drinks and head there first. It's morning. We're having
Yes,
Evening.
it's not.
Cocktails?
Evening.
evening.
I think it would be better if we waited until morning. No,
Fair
no,
I
the
would-
DM,
yeah.
the god says that we can go now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That it's perfectly okay to go now. It's early evening. It's not late
I'm
night.
taken to believe that wizards are, excuse the pun,
You say
night
that.
owls. So
3:30, my phone's off. Nobody from work better be calling me. I'm just saying.
I think that's probably the problem you run into when you live the place you work.
Fair.
All right, let's settle up and get going. I'll go call us a cab, and Garlo pops off the table and just runs to flag down a carriage or a dray.
Yep. You flag down a carriage? Well, Dre is a little
Oh, he's
different. Drays are like a double-decker bus, but like, yeah, okay.
I
So
want to
you get-
pester Turja while he's doing that. Be
Okay.
Like, so your father, has he always been in the city? Are you from? I mean, I guess I knew you were from the city. Where are you from? Who is your father?
Lord, Aldenor, Ironwalk.
Would I know who that is? as a also resident of the
Yes,
city?
it's a noble. It's a noble house.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
You didn't. I thought I told all of you. My name is Ironwalk.
That's
No,
right.
he wasn't here when you revealed that.
Yeah, I was probably at school, or maybe I was passed out, or I don't know. I'm gone often. So that's a lot.
Sorry.
And he's expecting you?
No, quite the, well, let's put it this way. There have been some things that have occurred in the last few months that I think we need to discuss, no matter what our current relationship state is.
Oh, right, you died, right?
Yes, among other things.
How was that, by the way? Lucy just has a lot of questions, and he's just filling time.
I just sort of stare at him like he's utterly insane, and I say it was painful.
Really, when I lost my soul, it felt like my body was on fire. It was excruciating. Beyond, I'm just trying to figure out if death feels the same.
If you die by being set on fire, it probably does.
I wouldn't want that. That sounds like a terrible way to go if I had to be
Yes,
honest.
I've been trying not to think of it. A lot. It's hard. Please don't make it harder.
Oh. If I died recently, I would be thinking about it all the time. I'm so sorry.
If you died recently, you'd be very disturbed. About the dying part.
I don't know. I lost my
come
soul.
to think of it.
Yeah.
So, on that very, very interesting subject, what exactly do you need to talk to your father about, and is he going to be happy that you are raising the subject?
I have to talk to him about the fact that, well, the reason I'm alive is because he spent a good deal of money to make a clone of my body and store it somewhere where I would wake up if I died.
Oz. What?
Yes, it was as disturbing to live through as it sounds.
Your father has a clone factory.
No,
full of more
no.
turd.
Apparently this is a contract service. Yes, I was equally terrified.
Are there more of you?
No,
If I
Not
kill
to
you
my
now,
knowledge.
will another one pop up somewhere?
I hope not.
Is that why you're slightly taller? Is the next one gonna be taller or shorter?
What part of stop this do you not understand?
I'm so sorry.
I'm
Hey,
pretty
the
sure it was
cob's
the
here.
stop part.
Garlo from outside. The cab's here.
It is there.
Let's
All right,
go. Let's go.
We should go. Yes.
He's gonna tell Garlo. Did
I
you know
wait
she's
for
a
only
freaking
3 more
clone?
minutes, and then I have to leave.
Yeah. No, I am standing up. I am grabbing Luciano by the arm, and I am moving him towards the door.
Shit.
All right. You all load up into the carriage.
The carriage keeps trying to go, but Garlo's sitting inside, and he's clicked his immovable rod on the floorboards, so that it's like essentially burning its wheels.
All right. You guys pile into the carriage as a group. Can I now move, please, you wizards?
Of course, heading to the tower.
The Blackstaff's tower.
That one.
Okay. Just so you guys know, it's 6 copper.
That's fine.
And he begins moving.
Brandon,
Alright,
did you know
so-
she was a clone? Garlo?
Yeah, she told us.
Yeah. No, that was very evident by the fact that she died and then wasn't dead.
Well, I mean, it kind of happens a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
Luciano squinting at Turdra, trying to see the differences.
Well, she wasn't reincarnated and she wasn't resurrected, so that leaves cloned, right? Or are there other options?
Not.
I don't know.
You're the ones who do all the magic. You tell me.
This
Yeah,
is
true.
not magic I do.
Evening
Rafe
bells.
is. I'm just looking at Garlo. Like, do you know Garlo? I mean, you're the most experienced person here when it comes to dying.
Evening
Yeah.
bells
Body
of the
came
temples
back.
begin to ring as you move further and further north into the sea ward. And right on the edge of the wall, to the west, facing just on the other side where there would be just crashing waves at this point, you guys arrive at the Blackstaff's tower. Stepping out on the carriage stone and then onto the snow-covered streets and sidewalks, which are still partially cleared from the continuous efforts of the Dung Sweepers Guild, which also, cleans the streets and the sidewalks. You guys are able to make your way right up to the front door.
Garlo knocks.
Okay, I was gonna say who's gonna do it.
There's a knocker, right? Or is there like some other way?
There is a
of
knocker.
signaling?
It's a loud knocker. I mean, should
Nice.
you wish to hit it.
No,
But
Garlo
basically-
did, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
so you take it up and you go, tack, and it just stops, and you just hear dong, dong, ding, dong, dong, dong.
I didn't try to do that.
I was gonna say, how did that happen?
In the background. Like, you can hear it
I believe
inside the tower, quite loud.
Answer is magic.
And so that's going to be a lot of things going on here.
You hear a couple cranks on the door, and it slides open, and what appears to be two young acolyte wizards standing there before you, in light gray robes, light accoutrement at their sides, and each holding a staff.
Good evening. Undying Garlo and his companions here to see the Blackstaff.
Undying Garlo and his companions. Is that the name of your group?
Well, I'm fairly sure she'll know us by that name.
Is that like Josie and the Pussycats?
Right. And then you see him kind of like look up for a minute, go 1,000-yard stare for about 3 seconds. You're expected. Please, make your way inside. And
Thank you.
the first one leads you away. The second one closes the door and is right behind you as he leads you into the foyer of the Wizard's Tower, where you see 5 or 6 other wizards in various states of practice, attempting to cast various spells down what would only be described as spell lanes. Basically, directional spells could be cast this way without damaging the rest of the tower. Some of which have targets, some of which have what appears to be small animals that may have been summoned on accident or on purpose. No one knows really. One of which is a giant toad, which looks rather awkward. And you guys continue
Garlo gives
on.
it a nod.
Yeah, and it continues on.
I have one hand on Luciano's shoulder, just hurting him along. Yes.
Oh yeah,
no,
there's lots of
absolutely,
things:
Luciano.
tapestries, shelves, books, gadgets all over, telescopes that don't actually point out a window right now, celestial measuring tools, various different charts with arcane equations on the walls, and you get out of that area and into a small set of hallways and doors to each side. You are led through a large archway into an open foyer. The acolyte stands at the door, presses a button, a blue magical field impresses upon the door. There is no door there otherwise. The Blackstaff will be here shortly. Should you need anything, just ask. And he proceeds to just stand there.
Got anything to drink?
I was gonna say, water.
Absolutely. He taps the shelf behind him, some doors open, and several decanters of refreshing light wine and water here.
Perfect. So what's
So,
the black
yes,
staff like?
She was very businesslike. I mean, she
When
has
have
a
you
lot.
met her?
I think it was a couple years ago now.
Was she on tour?
Was she?
No.
Or were you
No,
on
she-
tour?
she-
Insight check on Rafe.
Hold on.
What's Rafe been hiding?
Rafe-
Hold on, I'm gonna roll it right now.
Well,
Yeah.
What you got, Rafe? 20.
Oh,
Tell me your secrets.
Rafe, I need
Yeah.
you to roll just a d20 and apply your modifier, but don't tell us if it's persuasion or if it's deception.
Roll a d20 here.
And then add your modifier, whatever that is.
Get a 1.
40. His modifier.
It is not high enough to beat him.
Or you have to tell him if you're lying or not right now.
I am not lying. I am telling you.
Oh.
Why did you meet the
What are you-
black staff? What
What
was
are
going
your
on?
secrets?
Well, there was commotion in the street, and I was there, doing things as a healer.
Carlos just squinting at Rafe. Just hold on. I have a cup. I can do the full Pratt. Just sipping his wine, just staring at him.
Luciano's mimicking Garlo. Just doesn't understand what's going on.
Well, the quiet whoosh you hear behind you, the black staff has appeared in the room. The very same black staff for which her title is gained is in her hand. She stands before you. Well, I was wondering when I would see you.
We meant to come
Girls.
sooner, milady. We were, unavoidably detained.
Oh, please,
That
don't
is
call me
one way to
milady.
put it.
Garlo's like looking at the others, hesitating if he's supposed to bow or not. Just constantly just bending.
I mean,
Just
gestures are appreciated, but not necessary. I've had visions of all of you recently, but the question I have is, what brought you here?
I look at Rafe.
I point to. Oh, I was gonna say I point to Turja.
Rafe's the one with the bag with the keys.
Well, we were told by the Open Lord to come have a chat as well. We've run afoul of a different caster who's been blowing up things around here recently.
I'm going to go ahead
Manchun?
and
Manchun.
Yes.
pull the keys out and display them, but not hand them over.
Ah, another set.
So you've seen these before.
Yes, we've been trying to collect them up. They pose a
gonna-
grave danger to, well, the defense of the city and a whole bunch of other locations as well. We would rather be in control of them than let them loose into wild hands. Fortunately, some, more than too many, have been lost. We were lucky to get the few that we have.
You have some?
We have 3 others.
How many do we have? This branded to the
2.
other people. We have 2.
Yeah,
King,
we have
a
two.
king key and a queen key.
What keys do you have? Jack
Do
and
you have a
Ace?
bishop?
Does it really matter? Just give them to her. We need to keep them safe.
I would say, do you know the
Give them
history of these keys? How they were used?
I looked at Turja.
The basics. They were used in the obelisks by the giants to turn off magic.
Do you know why?
For defense
assume
against magical
jealousy?
invaders. The dragons.
Wizards? Dragons?
The
Something like that.
dragons. The great war between the dragons and the giants. Those keys activated the obelisks. The obelisks were placed in strategic locations where giants were, well, usually gathered. And they could be activated to stop a great deal of the dragon's magic at the time and place of their choosing. But they could also be used to stop religious magic. Or all magic.
But not a god's magic.
Depends on the god, really. They're quite powerful, and depending on the key, would determine how much power they could have. But also, just as importantly, a lower key could never turn off something activated by a higher key. And the final thing is they can be used to activate an explosion so deadly, well, It actually is a warp rift that takes everything into another dimension, destroying everything around it, usually.
Do you believe that somebody wants to activate such an explosion?
I do indeed, and I believe that you have met that individual during your time in the jungles of Maztica.
The cat!
No. Has he been drinking?
No more than usual.
Okay.
Yes, he's
He's
very
quite
wine,
pissed all the
like
time.
2 bottles in, something like that.
Yeah.
So, average. Fair enough. That little tidbit's important. That's why we need the keys. I have one other king key. I have 2 war master keys. That's what I've got. You've got the first queen key we've ever found, and another king key. The king key is the most powerful of all.
So perhaps if somebody tries to activate that explosion with the lesser key, you'll have the power to turn it off.
Well, they already have their own.
It depends. Really doesn't matter if they activate the explosion. If the key is still there, you can turn it off. But you need a higher key in case it's not.
Is there a way to control one obelisk through another obelisk? Are they linked magically in some way?
Don't believe they are. But wouldn't it be interesting to find out?
As far as the keys go, King and Queen, War Master, are there others?
There's lower ranking ones, but most of those we found were already destroyed. The other 2 that we found, well, they weren't destroyed, but they were not something that anyone will ever get to again. There's one other exquisite king key that we know of, but we're never going to remove that one. It's under very good safekeeping. In Graven Hollow.
Do you want our keys?
If you don't feel you can protect them. But at this point, I'm fully prepared to invite you to join Force Grey today, based on your exploits and what you've already accomplished surviving Manchun.
But would we want to join Force Grey?
Also, what is Force Grey?
Yeah.
That's a very good question. Glad you asked it. Mostly because he's drunk and is afraid to. But Force Grey is a rather privatized group of people who love this city and will protect it at all costs. And when we need to, we would call on you to help defend the city. Or for very special, unique missions, should we require it. I mean, are you the type of people who like saving all of Toril? Not you.
I don't mind, but
I don't like people getting hurt.
This is my home.
Well, you can think on it. You have, I'll give you a week to make a decision, a 10-day, if you will. But in the meantime, I've had 2 visions. And I see Garlo and Rafe, please. Have a seat at the table.
I will
As
sit
you,
down.
as you sit down, the other 2 of you remain standing but viewing this. The acolyte stands stoically by the door but keeps an eye on everyone as well. The Blackstaff places her staff across her legs real quick and says, "Each of you give me a hand," and places them upon the table. Ah. Both of you care deeply for someone else in your group. For you, Garlo, you wish to help your friend with his soul. There is a soul exchange. One worthy of such a task. But I dare say it could cost all of you your lives attempting to do so.
Begging your pardon, your magicness, but it wouldn't have been the first time.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Wizard's intuition, if you will. Rafe, you too have a deep love for your friend. You would do anything to protect your friend. And you too would need something that will help your friend, well, become family again. You seek the Face Layer. Whether you know it or not, this is an item of deep import to you. Something that comes after all of this. The Face Layer is kept in a magical glass case. It is held by the great druid of the Wildwood, or the Willowwood, excuse me. Garlo, coincidentally, the green dragon you must slay as a party is also located in the Willowwood. That is the soul you must exchange. But you can't just slay the dragon. You have to convince the dragon that it has to make a pact first. Your friend will have to do it, but they'll need your help to get away with it. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready to protect my friends. No, without a hesitation.
I imagine we are as prepared as we can be.
Excellent. That's right. It's a dragon. Luciano, you're a great dragon slayer, remember? I mean, I've heard stories all over
I feel like
of your exceptional dragon slaying abilities.
Yes. Doesn't. I don't. My method's probably of
You probably missed the Bard College exposition where you were out there in week 2 singing about it during that song that you wrote. I was there.
Yes.
I was taking in the free concert. It was lovely.
I just worry that maybe the dragons now like see through my charm and the same trick won't work twice.
Apologies, your magicness, but where exactly is the Willowwood?
It's a level deep within the Undermountain. It is a strange, forested place deep underneath the ground. Magically enchanted and full of things that will probably kill you.
You guys motivated by what she's saying? Because everything she says terrifies me.
What's this dragon's name?
Okay.
The dragon's name is not its name. That's the problem. Dragon's name.
Carlos starts welling up a tear. It's like, I know someone who used to fuck around with names.
Is Valdemar.
Albino.
But it goes by Tirulai. But that's not the dragon. Valdemar.
Do we have to kill this dragon?
No, seduce it.
You have to convince the dragon to, well, die after signing a pact. Contract, if you will.
Why would it do that?
Because you're going to convince it to do so that your friend Lucy gets his soul back.
What about the dragon's soul? What did it do to anyone?
It's an evil green dragon, if that makes you feel any better.
How do you know it's evil? Would green dragons just automatically be evil? Are they just evil?
Most of them,
Yes.
yes.
Chromatic dragons are always evil.
Okay, retract that last bit. So I wasn't aware that we can just treat dragons as evil. Okay.
I mean, this one, yes.
Imagine it has a history.
I will say that the druid of the forest is not bad. But maybe a little bit, well, not okay. Emotionally
So,
drained.
He's a little
whatever.
disturbed. He needs counseling.
I think that means you shouldn't punch him, Garlo.
I
See what
wouldn't punch
happens.
her. Now, you have a soul exchange, and you know of the Fey Slayer.
And what is the
Two-
face slayer? Is it a weapon of some kind?
It's a weapon.
Is the druid the weapon? We don't
Right.
punch it. We punch things with it.
You will see it in the glass case when the time comes.
Put the druid in a glass case.
Um,
I'm
all
on
right
board.
then. Any advice as far as heading down into the Undermountain? I mean, I've only ever seen the portal and things that jump out of it.
The place you seek is the Twisted Cavern. From there, you can get to the Willowwood via the river.
Is the Twisted Cavern someplace that we'll be able to find easily?
That's the last thing I have for you. Is that there's somewhere, right now, in the Temple of Seychelles, a level token.
And for those of us who don't exactly know what that is,
Ah, I'm glad you asked that. If for no other reason, then the audience might want to know. A level token is a magical token that will teleport you and anyone else willing within 15 feet to a specific level of a dungeon within the Undermountain. Each one is granted or found by somehow Hallister Darkcloak, the owner and manager of the Undermountain, if you will. A very, very powerful wizard. And to put it in perspective, the Undermountain often takes but never gives away anything easily. Every token found has always been a way to get back in, never a way to get back out. You'll have to find your own way out. That is going to be the bigger challenge.
That is my suggestion that we save the token for getting out again.
It won't help you get out, yes.
it's a one-way.
It's a one-way in. But there is one there. It'll be a large disc. It'll have the number 4 on it. And it'll look like images of a nasty cavern. It's almost a joke. The number 4 will be in Dethic, however. Dwarven. Not sure why. It's a little fancy thing that Hallister likes to do. But the bearer of the token can activate it at any time it will.
Perfect.
One last question about the keys. You mentioned you're collecting them to keep them out of the hands of that other party. It seems to me a losing strategy. The other guys only need one key in order to set off disaster. There's no way we could find them all.
Well, it is better to start finding them now than to wait. And by having a king key handy at this point, we have the trump card.
But only if you can activate Nobilis remotely.
No, we assume that wherever he's at, we can get to it. And also remember, when he activates one of those monoliths, should he be near it, well, it infects him as well, potentially. The only difference is he chooses when it activates. And the only one we know that he's found of the monoliths themselves, well, he took.
He took a monolith.
The one in Nightstone.
Then can't he just hold wherever he likes hostage?
Provided he had a key.
He's got the bomb, but no fuse. Can't light it yet.
Don't you
Hopefully.
understand? Fate has positioned all of you, whether you like it or not. You have been in multiple places to foil those activities. Your fates are now intertwined. There's no way around it. Even your friends who are not here right now, they're a part of this now.
Yeah. How's it for school?
Oh, you were almost kicked out and your scholarship destroyed. I have taken the liberty, I hope you don't mind, of telling them to put a hold on you because you were going to do a brief, what's the word I'm looking for? Work study program.
Yeah. What? Okay.
Yes.
Not so much a study abroad, but study below sort of situation.
I was thinking it might be a good touch. I will warn you, though, there are all sorts of things in there. I would also warn you that every level you go down becomes more and more dangerous as you go. And there are more and more other people within there who are all seeking the same thing. Glory, treasure, power. And they will all look friendly and come bearing gifts. The worst ones won't even bear gifts, they'll just bear their fangs and try to eat you. But you get the idea.
A gift?
You've given us a lot to think about, your magicness. I appreciate your hospitality.
It's the black staff. It's just black staff.
Your magicness, the black staff, of course.
Can you bring him a rasher of bacon? I like you. Let's see. Now. Oh, Turja.
Yes.
Much as it pains me, I have one other piece for you. Depending on how you handle your father, may open another revelation of pleasantness that you may wish to find out about.
A revelation of pleasantness. Do I come back here to find out about it?
No. You'll find out about it from your father. Or, if you handle it incorrectly, you may never know. Such is the way fate works sometimes. There's often more than one strand that can be plucked. Some things diverge, and some things converge. And I can say this, when it comes to whatever's happening, there are only two pathways that go down into the Undermountain for you. And there's only two possible encounters that could happen. And after that, the only strands are that you never come up again, or that you do make it out. And then from there, your next convergence, well, next few convergences, pretty meaningful.
Is
Anyway.
there anything else?
Your rasher of bacon arrives. Nope.
As he's eating it, Garlos just asks a question of, if I might ask about the Grey Guard. I don't think you'd
Grey
have
hands. Force Grey. Force Grey.
Force Grey.
Yes.
to. I don't think you'd have to worry if things went against the wall. We'd be there to help. I think that's what we do most often, but we're happy to help when you need. But I think the question is what are the perks, if I'm being blunt, I guess? Is there something that we gain as well? I mean, we're already going to help, I imagine. It seems
The
kind of our
perks,
track record.
that's the trouble with Force Grey. We don't pay, we don't give away things, but we do give you knowledge. We do give you opportunities to give, and we give you opportunities to be big damn heroes. Legends.
Frankly, Mileto was taught a hero is somebody else in deep dung far away.
Well,
Thank you. Anyone
Well,
else have anything? I think
the only
we're-
other perk I'll mention, there is one. You get a lot of clout. And when the Black Staff comes calling, most people don't mess with you. But I can't be everywhere. And my 100% role is to protect this city and the people within.
Understood.
You all, on the other hand, we can send places to. Like, I don't know if you know about the recent giant incursions.
We've
Luskin
heard a
was
few
just
things.
savaged by frost giants.
Destroyed or
No, but mostly wrecked a lot along the walls, some of the docks, and if not for the rather lively wizard group, more would have happened.
Didn't we see a few things around Tribor, Gala?
Oh,
Tribor, remember? We heard a few things about giants attacking.
I suppose we have. It's been a minute, but yeah. Like, what's
I have a
Is it
small
the
independent
obelisks?
force handling that right now.
is it? The obelisks that are stirring giants as well?
Not in this case.
Do you know why they're moving, Milady? Black stuff.
Well, based on the reports from our operatives in the field, apparently there's some kind of ordning that's been broken. The giants are infighting right now, and each of them are seeking their own opportunities for glory. But we haven't yet to see a giant ever go after an obelisk. Only the oldest of them would even know what they're used for. And the few that already have them on, say, like a cloud city for giants, well, they have a key and they know how to use it.
You've given us a lot to think about. I appreciate the hospitality and the bacon.
Absolutely. Maple smoked, just the way you like it. Barring that, I have much to do. I bid you farewell. Herschel, you can see them out. Best of luck. She stands up, takes the staff, taps it on the ground, and blinks out of existence.
Lucy,
Well-
can you do that? Lucy, can you do that?
No, what? No. Can I? No.
I think you can do that little teleport thing, can't you?
Sure.
That's right. You can do it.
I don't think it is
What?
smooth as black stuff, though.
Mine is significantly louder. And
So maybe I can do it later.
Well, I shall show you the way out. And with that, Herschel deactivates the blue field and walks you all the way back out to the front door.
Thank you.
The door is opened. You're thrust out. Best of luck. The door is closed. You hear a locking as well as some strange arcane sounds, and you find yourself back in the chilliness of the city, north of the main market.
How far are we from the yawning portal?
Well,
Is this like mostly asking? Is this like we can walk and think like
So the
aloud
yawning-
kind of thing?
yawning portal is roughly right. Oops. Hold on a second here. Let me try to do this right here. Boom. The yawning portal is roughly right down here.
Ooh.
You guys are roughly right here.
We'll grab another cab.
The market is here.
Why are we going to the yawning portal now?
Oh, it's late. It's getting later.
It's not
I
late.
mean,
It's like 7.
I thought we were okay. Early evening is different. Okay. I mean, if we wanted to snoop around, well, Seychelles, Rafe, do you have any pull over yonder? If we look for this,
Rafe, you wouldn't happen to have any pull with the gold Seychelles, would you?
I mean, I can always ask.
do you want some privacy when you call your dad?
Well, we didn't actually
No.
need to call it. I was just joking about that. All we need to do is find the token in the temple.
No, I want to talk to the crab. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've never talked to the crab. Just saying. But
He's really cool. He gave me this tattoo. That's where I got this, and I show my mug again.
I mean, it would work better if we're closer to the ocean, but
You
Assuming
are
you-
really
We're
close to
pretty
the ocean.
close.
assuming you actually want to see him and not just talk to him.
or if they said that it's in the temple, do you just want to head to the temple? See if we find something that's got the number 4 written in Dathic?
Should be relatively straightforward. I don't see a
Yeah.
reason to contact him. But again, if you want to, you can.
It's fine. We can. If you don't want to talk to your dad, we don't have to talk to your dad. It's fine.
Georgia wants to talk to her dad.
I was thinking it might be better to wait for morning
I
for
po-
that.
Oh yeah.
So let's go. to the
Unless
temple and
unless
see
I
if we
know
can
for a
find-
fact that he's a night owl and will like be in his study and receptive to visitors or something, which I would probably know since I grew up with him after all.
Yeah, I think we'll hit the temple first. So head there. Has anyone
could-
ever been to the Undermountain before?
No,
You-
because
you
I
guys
like
went.
reading.
You guys
We
went.
have. We've
Hey.
We've been to there, but I mean, I was part of that trip. I know what that one was like. But has anyone ever heard anything, Lucy? People around the school, do they ever talk about going in through the front door? I mean, we
Would
went
anybody
kind
have
of through our
ever?
own-
Would I have heard any tales or songs or histories about the Undermountain?
So yeah, I mean, all of you've kind of heard about the legendary dungeon below, but you've also heard about, you know, hundreds of adventuring parties going down and only a very few coming back up, and even fewer coming back up rich. But those that do come up rich come up unbelievably rich. Most that make it back are coming up by the hair on their chinny chin chin and with a lot less than what they went in with. And in many cases, missing something that they were, you know, born with, like an arm. That's the people who go in the front door. And then there's rumors of adventurers who find other ways in and out. But they're not talking about how they get in and out. And so no one knows if it's real or not, because everybody keeps it a secret. Everybody wants their secrets of how to get in and out. And many who go in through those ways either find it by accident or they never come back. So it's kind of wild. What you also know is that based on tales, including some mutterings from Durden occasionally during the 2 weeks that you've been around, is that there are a lot of levels and they keep going deeper and deeper, and every one of them is unique and different and has its own theme, and sometimes no two places are ever the same when you go back through.
Sounds like a roguelike.
Yeah. But there are places where you can get things that can make you nearly immortal. You can get things that will make you filthy rich. And there are a lot of wizards that go in and out of there seeking the magic of other wizards that have gone in or who are still there.
Crazy.
Outside of that, the total depth you don't know.
So we
No.
probably need to stock
That's right,
up.
give Garlo. No.
Not really. All right. So if we head to the temple first, if we can find a little portal to get us down further, I mean that's great. And then we just have to worry about fighting back up, I guess. But we probably need a fair amount of supplies. Should we go after if we go to the portal, we can talk to the bartender or some of the other people if they've gone through, know what it's a little bit like, know kind of what we need to prepare for.
Can't hurt. As long as we're not planning to go down tonight, I would veto that.
I think it's fine. I mean, I'd personally love to make sure we have at least a fair amount of potions on us in case it is as grueling as they say it is. Which
Yeah.
I imagine it
It's
is.
going to be as grueling as they say it is. If anything, it will be more grueling than they say it is.
Fantastic.
All right. So we'll head to the Temple of Seychelles.
You get to the
Yay.
Temple of Seychelles. Okay. It's actually not that far. You're able to do a brisk walk. You hear a lot of jovial sounds over at the market. People are singing loud, what we call revel songs as they go caroling through the area. As you get into the Temple of Seychelles, you feel the warmth immediately, but you smell the salt air of the multi-pantheon temple. Getting into the Seychelles area. Rafe, you are, of course, given deferential treatment as you walk in. Your friends behind you. What can I do for you, great one? Avatar of Seychelles.
The Blackstaff mentioned that there is a token here, carved with the numeral 4,
In Dorvish.
that will be of use to us.
Would it be coin size, sir?
Potentially.
Nice.
The pool of worship. Your best bet would be to check the coins therein.
All right, let's do that and see if we can find what we're looking for.
Is there any like young acolytes or like altar boy, like anybody who would be like young in this faith that I could like brag to, be like, yeah, I know this god. Yeah, we met. See this right here? He did that to me. Like, I want to like, while they're having a serious conversations, be trying to show off that I know their god.
Well, as you guys walk in, they're kind of looking at you like you're the buddies who's with Thor.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. So y'all are hanging with Thor, right?
He's a lot skinnier than I thought he'd be.
Yeah.
In this
it's
case,
great.
yeah.
He does
Actually,
bring the thunder,
you're
though.
Thor. He's like Odin right now. Not quite Odin. Who's the
I
next
thought
one?
Odin was pretty kick-ass too.
Yeah,
Anthony Hopkins is pretty kick-ass.
but I mean that makes Luciano Loki.
Yeah. Either way,
yeah,
I just want to be showing off. I'm trying to brag.
So, Rob, you get to the pool, and that's the thing about these pools. It's a deep dome pool that goes in it's like a giant bowl that goes straight down, and you can see coins galore, coppers, silvers, golds, even a few platinums in there, and steel
Ooh.
coins and nibs and all sorts of other things. However, you don't get any feeling yet.
Turn
You're
to
gonna
Turge
have
and
to
say,
go
"Well,
in.
You're the expert on coins, Turtle.
Well, I go up to the fountain and I cast Detect Magic. And
There you
do
go.
any of the coins have a magic low?
Yes, 2 do.
I cast Mage Hands and I take those 2 out of the water and we take the look.
One is
Probably go for a
indeed.
holy swim.
One indeed is the token as prescribed. The other is Qual's feather token.
Oh. Do we have a ring of that?
Yep, I'm wearing it.
Does it look like a gold or a silver or a copper coin?
It looks like a steel electrum coin. Steel rimmed, electrum in the middle.
Okay. I pocket I show them the 1 coin. I pocket the other, and then I toss a gold coin in the water to pay for it.
Oh.
Oh. Which
Wish.
which feather token did we get?
We'll get a dice roll here in a little bit.
No problem.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
do that.
I'm going to turn to the acolyte and say, "You've been most helpful. This is definitely what we were looking for."
Thank you, sir. I didn't think much of it, but when you mentioned coins or a token, it's the first thing that popped into my head. I mean, I would hate to go through all of the different things that have been dropped off in the archives.
That sounds interesting. What gets dropped off in the archives?
Things.
I was gonna. Lucy's like,
Oh.
this does not sound interesting.
I
Throw
have
it.
to wonder, though, why would someone drop such a thing into
Fate.
a pool?
I mean, is a needle in a haystack in a church?
Maybe
Well,
they
it's-
made a mistake. Maybe
it's
it was
an-
as simple as it was in his pocket with gold.
Well, Seychelles is a god of knowledge, and a great deal of knowledge has been lost at sea, which Seychelles recovers. The interesting part about part of the payment and offering into the pool is in remembrance of that knowledge. However, such a gift of this, someone must have wanted a prayer answered indeed. Best of luck, sir, unless you need anything else.
No, I think we're good. Thank you.
You honor me with your presence.
Thank you. Oh,
All of you. Thank you.
Carlos staring at that pool for a little bit. That's an interesting thing that he heard. Right.
hey, buddy.
So, have our coins? I mean, Lucy, obviously you should put some money back in. I mean, we shouldn't take without giving, right?
Didn't we? I mean,
How much do you think is fair? I put in a gold
Well, I
already.
mean, yeah, just put another. We took 2, obviously. Obviously, you need to put 2 back in.
I tossed 1 more gold in.
Ah, perfect. All is
there you
balance.
go.
I believe it's really the thought that counts here.
Oh, so we
Really?
can take that back, and I start to reach inside.
We can't take it back now. It's an offering.
Well,
So I will tell you, you're not going to be able to reach deep enough to get to the coin.
you can also mage hand, but
Oh,
I will
you
leave
can
it.
mage hand. Okay, so you can mage hand as well.
I
You
used
just
to be able
can't do
to.
invisible
No, I
mage
can't
hand.
anymore. I don't mage hand anymore.
Lucy's just like pawing at the water, trying to do
Yeah,
the mage
what-
hand.
what?
Just, come on, come on.
Why can't you do mage hand anymore?
It's a beginner spell. I've since learned better ones during my time at school. I don't know if you remember that I went to Bardic College for a little while.
If you say
Milk.
so.
Great. Well, great one. Are you ready to depart this fine chapel of yours?
Unless we need something else that the temple can provide.
Of course not. After you, great one. And Garlo does like the big over bow kind of thing, just as the other acolytes are like to do.
Okay.
Come along,
Yeah.
companions of Garlo. And Garland.
As we
Of
leave
course,
out,
Great
I
One.
lean over by Garlo and I say, "Please tell me you're being sarcastic."
Oh, I'm never gonna let that man live this down. Great One? Are you kidding me?
He is quite tall.
Yeah, great in height. Great big bag of
most
hot
high.
air is what he is.
Hey,
Stepping out of the temple back into the crisp air of the city,
oh,
you hear the bustling of the night crowd as the evening continues on. You also smell the sweetmeats, breads, and other sumptuous deliciousness in the various restaurants as it wafts through the crisp air.
And Garlo's
Food?
snacking on the bacon because he didn't eat all the bacon. Obviously, he has some of it in his pocket, so he's snacking as he goes.
Oh, pocket bake. And your favorite.
Any pocket protein will do. But all right then. So should we head back to the portal, or are shops open? We're in the market district, aren't we?
You are in the
We're
Sea
nearby.
Ward where the market district meets the yeah, it's in the Sea Ward area. Mhm.
Out of character, quick question. Where did we leave Lester? Where is he?
I mean, he's probably back at the portal. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, so he's
Yeah,
probably.
He's at the yawning portal, keeping an eye on your things. You're actually, excuse me, let me recover here a little bit. You're actually in the Castle Ward area.
ah,
You've moved south of the Sea Ward into the Castle Ward area.
Does anyone want to look around for anything tonight, or do we want to go and try to put together a little bit of a plan and then buy supplies and head down tomorrow morning? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter time of day when we go down there. Suppose.
I don't think time matters there. Yeah.
Do you think there are a lot of dark caverns in the Undermountain?
I can only imagine an under.
Because you can all see in the
is pretty
dark, but I mostly can't.
Can I see? in
Oh,
the
you
dark?
can't. I forgot.
I do have that
You're
tattoo,
human.
but it only works for an hour, and I don't think we're only going to the Undermountain for an hour.
Oh, I do see in the dark. Well, I mean, we can look. I think also, I mean, you can make magic light. I can do this, and Garlo cast burning hands into the air, essentially like lighting a pilot light. And just
I can make light, but it occurs to me there might be times in the Undermountain where we might not want to advertise our presence.
I mean, we could lead you along at that point, but I think if something's down there, I'd rather know where it is too.
As would I.
There could be goggles. You might find them on adventurers. You might not.
It's worth looking
On
at because before we go
adventurers?
down-
Well, they may be down below. They
It's
may
like-
be in various states of life or unlife.
Yeah, you know, thrift shopping, but essentially,
Yeah.
you just gotta, you know.
You're not
There's
going to
somewhere we
find
could
those
buy
at a thrift
magic
shop.
items. That would be a good place to see what we can find.
Of course. So head to the market district, or do we head back and try to find some information on things we might need to buy? I know
Let's
seeing
go
in
to
the
the
dark
market.
is good, but I don't know if we need anything else particular. I mean, Rafe, you can do that tent trick, right? You haven't forgotten that one, oh great one?
Oh, yes, no, we can still have a tent that is larger on the inside than it is outside.
Very nice.
We have that. Anything else we might need, but sure. Let's head to the market district. See if we can find
Market.
some.
Okay, so there's no market district, but there is a market area in the Castle Ward.
We'll take it.
But
Okay.
there's the, if you're looking for like the trades ward or any of the market shops, there's different market areas all over the place, commercial
I think
districts and stuff.
magic is the first thing on our list. So heading to wherever, which seems probably Castle Wardy, right? That'd be the most expensive.
The Sea Ward would be the most expensive.
Oh.
Are there a lot of
Um,
shops in the Sea Ward? I would have thought that most of these
There are
party
some
noble
very
residences.
expensive shops in the Sea Ward where they
I think
are.
I have very expensive taste.
There are also nobles in the North Ward, but the premium, the top tier nobles are in the Sea Ward. For example, the Happy Axebeak is a very nice tavern now in the North Ward. The
Well, hold on. Let me
for
put it
uncommon
this
things,
way.
you might find stuff with the big market, the open air market. And what's interesting, and you all know this from living there by now, is there's the daytime market and there's the nighttime market. The market runs 24/7. It's just a little quieter at night, depending on the night and the hour, right? But there's the market that never leaves. There are the buildings that are there, and then there's the open air area where various different marketeers come in, set up their tents, and then they take them down at the end of the day, and other people set up at the beginning of the evening, and they just carry around. And there's like agreed upon handshakes as to who sets up where for the most part. New folks get a permit, and they try to figure it out. And the vibe of the market changes a little bit as well. At night, you get a little more of the shadowy stuff happening. There are a few more people that you wouldn't normally see during the day because it hurts their eyes, like drow. There might be some friendly or unfriendly drow there. You also get some, Underdark Nifrblin, also known as deep gnomes.
Deep gnomes.
Stuff like that also make their homes in the city, but they work at night. And so checking out the market between, sneaking the occasional snack as you pay for a food vendor or whatever. You do find a variety of different shops. There is a couple different traveling wizards, and there's also a well-known traveling group that does things, leafings, traveling magic items and wizardry, and exotic animals, for pets or familiars, depending on what it is.
Let's try the wizards.
So, are you going to go to any particular tent? You've got a blue tent, a green tent, and a yellow tent, and then you've got leafings,
Blue
which
tent.
is a moving cart. The blue
Let's
tent.
go for the blue tent.
You only get one tent. That's all you'll have time for.
I have no way to choose between them.
Which one has the most? Because magic items would be a big ticket thing. So which one's got the most? I mean, you still got detect magic going, right? So
Yeah. So which one is
Which
the
one?
most glowy?
They're all equally glowy because from the outside, they all equal the same amount of magical shielding that just says everything's magic in here.
Okay, blue tent it is.
Okay, blue tent. Let's see what our options are in the blue tent. All right. You come into the blue tent.
Oh, hey! Shocking to see you. Well, that joke didn't go anywhere, did it? Okay. Well, my name's Kringle. Crispy. Kringle. Anyway,
Chris Kringle.
Crispy.
Crispy
Nice to
Kringle.
meet you, Crispy.
Yeah. Thanks. You here for magic items?
What have you
I'd love
got?
to see what you have.
You have magic items?
Yeah. What's your budget?
What's your
Yeah,
items?
what you got?
Well, I
Lucy
mean,
and Carlo.
see what you guys have worked together before. I see this. Well, I mean, I've got a variety of odds and ends and mostly useful stuff. Common, uncommon, mostly. Nothing too super expensive.
Oh, that sounds right about our alley. I tell you what, Kringle, we're
Crispy.
some
Call me
Mr.
Crispy.
Crispy.
Yeah.
Mr. Crispy, we're adventurers about to head into the Undermountain for the first time.
Thanks
What's the
to
Undermountain?
Carlo.
What's the Undermountain?
Yeah.
It's just a place. It's nothing important. Like
Undermountain,
Carlo,
it
like
feels-
don't tell him our business. I don't say that out loud.
Oh, okay. So it's something under a mountain. That's nice to know. Anyway, what are you looking for? Clothing, tools?
Potions, if you got them. And
Potions.
then anything. I've got a human friend here who can't see in the dark. You know how that goes.
Ugh.
Thank you, friend.
Well, hey, it's the bane of our existence. It's called being human.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's human jokes. Anyway, well, I I just sold my last goggles of the night, which would have let him see, let your human friend here see in the dark. So unfortunately, I don't have anything to that. I think they mentioned something about a mountain too, but yeah. Anyway, do you think it'll be, wet? Do you think it'll be dry? Do you think it'll be, I've got this folding boat. It's kind of neat. I've
I
got.
don't think we'll be needing a boat.
I
Do you have
actually,
any?
I say, well, how much? Well, what about the boat? Can we see it?
Yeah.
And he brings out this box, like it's like a briefcase.
Okay.
It has a several. Do not activate this thing in here. It'll wreck everything.
Oh,
No.
How big is it when it's activated?
Well, that depends on which mode you go into. You can do a tiny little boat. You can do a pretty large galleon.
yacht.
Unpacks itself. However, if it takes damage, it may not repack back up until it's fixed.
I see. How
Here,
much?
hold it. It's about 20 pounds.
I sort of stagger a little bit as I get it. I wasn't expecting it to be that heavy.
Oh, well, I mean,
It's a whole boat.
it unpacks to a galleon. I'd say you're doing pretty good.
No, that's fair. Do you have a model that doesn't unpack to like a galleon, perhaps like a small?
No, it'll unpack to a rowboat or a sailboat.
I understand
too.
that, but we're extremely unlikely to need a galleon. I was wondering if perhaps there was a smaller model that could do some of the lower end things, but would be a little easier to carry.
How much is your boat in a box?
It's 500 gold.
Possibly. I looked at the others. I mean, it'd be your money if you want to buy a boat in a box. But anything you have in the way of potions, my friend, particularly of healing.
Healing potions? I mean, yeah, I've got a few of those, but like, really, I'm not the main healing potion maker. I make other potions,
What you
like
got?
acid resistance, fire resistance, heroism. Healing potions are really, you can go buy those off of all the herbalists in the street. I mean, if you want the super deluxe ones, I guess I got some that are 2,500 gold, but.
While they're all talking, Lucy's messing with the box.
Don't open that.
He can't open it.
I'm
You gotta know the
not!
command word. You gotta know the command word for it.
What's the command word?
Don't tell him that.
I'm not. He looks sketchy. You can tell because he's already put his fingers all over it. You know?
You sure you don't want to tell me the command word?
Hey, put her there, buddy. I'll give you the command
I'm
word. I'll shake your hand right
super
now. I'll shake your hand right now. We'll make a deal. I'll get you the command word. Shake on it?
I will cast suggestion on him.
Oh,
Okay. Hey, shake on it. It's all yours.
And you
I don't
just
want
had
it. I want the command
suggestion
word.
recast on you because he's wearing a ring of spell turning. And
Oh, that's fun.
Just shake on it right now, buddy.
Have to roll against it.
yeah, roll against it.
Let's see.
Your own.
Where's the? Okay, wisdom save. Okay.
And what's your spell DC?
15.
Okay. Here comes the roll.
Ooh, fail.
Just shake my hand right now, buddy. It's all yours.
You just had shocking grasp put upon you. But he only did a lightweight buzzer level.
Fair.
You take 3 points of shock damage.
But that'll be 500 gold. For the
I will say I took damage, so I think his charm is worn off.
Mhm.
Probably.
So,
So I
500
take the
500
deal, and I
gold?
do not pay, man.
500 gold for the boat then? No? Bummer. Oh, well. Someone's got to
Do you have anything that might either help me not get hit or help me move around a bit quicker? I got these short little gnome legs, and I'm trying to.
I got some
Move a
boots of
little bit
striding and springing.
Ooh.
That sounds not bad. How much do they run me?
About 150 gold.
Garlo's just like looking at Lucy.
What did you want?
Those boots look really gnome-sized if you look at them just right. It's,
Like
pretty
all
cool.
the clothing that we sell here automatically sizes
100
to
gold?
the wearer. 150 gold.
100 gold?
No, I said 150 very clearly.
100 gold?
150 gold. That's correct.
105 gold. Here you go.
150.
But we're saying the same thing, buddy.
No, no, we're not. No, we're not.
Lucy has the boots in his hand. Like
He just gives you the coin back and says 150.
Free?
Say
Thank
again?
you.
150 gold for the boots.
I'll pay him 150.
All right, that's the spirit.
It's easy money.
Uh,
Your magic
Anything
item
else?
that can make you physically lighter.
physically lighter. Oh. I am out of those. I do have a broom of flying.
Really? How much is that?
That's 100 gold. Unless you want the super zipper model.
The super
the-
zipper model?
Well, the zipper model.
Mm.
Super zipper.
What is it faster? Or?
Way faster. Way faster. You can catch hummingbirds with it.
Mm.
not bad.
I think we'll just stick. I'll get the boat.
The boat?
Yes.
All right, 500 gold.
I hand it over.
Yep.
Not that it's not a fair price. Just letting go of gold.
You know, about 2 doors down, there's a white tent. It's got little religious-y whatevers on it. Might want to check for them for some, like, healing stuff. I just did an exchange for them. They had a preoptive wound closure. Might find that useful.
I don't suppose you know anyone else who might be selling goggles of night.
Nah. I had a pair. Somebody bought them right up tonight.
Yeah, we'll try to keep an eye out for him. Maybe we can buy it off them. How much you sell it for?
That was 250 gold.
Yeah, maybe we offer them 275 and give them a little profit. Perfect. Anything, Rafe? Anything? Do you have anything that might help my arcane friends?
I mean, I've got wands. I've got wand of magic missile, maybe.
No, I
Other
don't
than
think
that,
I need more wands. However, Garlo, we still do need to restock on potions.
Of course. I just don't know if it's anything that might help you maintain your concentrations or help you cast better. I don't really need to do that sort of thing.
Oh, well, there are some things, but they are quite rare. I'm not sure that this gentleman will have any in stock.
Well, it might be uncommon if you think about it. Maybe he's got them.
I'm gonna take a look around. Does he have anything that resembles like a pearl of wisdom or even a? I guess it would be a nymph's cloak.
Closest thing you see is a headband that appears to have some writings on it that are arcane equations that relate to intellect.
I see you looking at the headband of intellect.
Yes,
Was that
this
that?
would be. Well, it wouldn't be that useful, but it wouldn't be useless.
How much is it?
That's 300 gold. You know, if you don't like that, I've got a lantern that reveals stuff, and I've got a robe of useful items that'll keep you warm under. You know, it's very useful.
I like robes. How much is a robe?
Robe's 100 gold. Get you out of a jam.
What's special about the rope again?
It's got useful items.
How is it useful? But beyond being roped.
It has items that are useful.
Got
the
stuff
name.
all over. You see all those patches that look like things? You just grab one and it becomes that. If you put it back, it'll go back. But if you don't put it back, you don't get it back.
Ah.
I mentioned I'd look at Rape or Turja, and I'm just like, did I mention it's my birthday? I'm just like,
birthday.
one hand on
for
the.
all of us.
You know what's great about that robe of useful items? It actually has 2 different rolls of toilet paper as part of the useful items on there. So when you're in a pinch, I mean in a pinch, you got something to get rid of the squinch. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
like hand on like the cuff of the robe, just like looking at them as he's holding onto it. Just like,
Yeah, it's quite warm, like crushed velvet, but with a nice fleece liner. And it actually also looks like a really cheesy smoking jacket.
yeah.
With items all over it.
Again, so Brandon is saying this because again, Garlo does not have any money.
Yeah.
So
I would like to buy it for my friend here.
You're buying that for your friend.
Yeah.
You're taking care of
wouldn't
this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to take 25 gold off that because I don't normally see people taking care of people in here.
That is sad.
It
I'm
is.
so sorry.
I've got this bucket of endless water, if you wish. You know, it's a
Oh,
geyser
that sounds
bucket.
a lot worse than my endless wine.
It's a geyser bucket, really.
The bucket might be useful, but do you have any thrown weapons?
Wait, can you just be fucking
Thrown
Bobby?
weapons like knives.
Javelin.
No. I got some bracers of archery though.
I don't know, what do those do?
They help you shoot better.
In what
Anyway.
specific way?
Are you an
in a
archer?
plus to the attack sort of way.
A bit.
I don't see no bow on you, but I see a big fat crossbow.
Oh, so they only help with longbow then?
Well, it tends to be what use it. But for you, I might have something that might be more useful.
Oh.
Yeah, Eyes of the Eagle. At least that's what I think they're called.
What is it?
Yeah, I had some adventurers come in here and get rid of them. It's like this thing. It looks like a telescope, but it sits on your eyes like a goggle. And you flip it down, and you can see super far away.
No, thank you.
Fair enough. Well,
Now,
sounds like
you
we've talked
mentioned-
about everything you could need. What else you got?
talked about that bucket.
Yeah, bucket of geyser bucket. Basically, it's the bucket of splashing. Yeah.
How does it work?
You say the command word, of which there are 2. One just fills the bucket. The other one shoots a 15 foot, geyser straight out of the front of it. 50 gold.
That seems valuable. Just having the water at least. Yeah, 50 gold seems reasonable.
Done.
Excuse me, sir. Good sir.
Bucket of splashing is all yours. Yes.
This headband you have here,
Yes.
how much was it?
300 gold.
300?
Yes.
And you said this broom was for sale?
Yes. 100 gold. For
So
the cheap one.
3
Yeah.
a lot?
No, 400 for the lot.
395? Come on,
You
make me
buy
look good
them
here,
for
dude.
you. You
got
buy them for
friends.
you.
Yes.
Then no, it's 400 gold.
It's for my friend who is currently away. I really miss
What's your
her.
friend's name?
Turja, I'm right here.
No. Cimarine, beautiful girl. She's off with her mom. They just met. I wanted to get her a gift when she reunites with us.
$3.95.
Yes.
Sing me a sob story.
just like completely like over like selling it. Just like yes, I fucking got him. Fuck yes,
All right. Sounds like you're done.
I think we're done. Thank you.
Didn't want those prices of shooting though.
No.
Can I get
Step
those?
out of the tent into the crisp, cool air. And with that, we're going to take a short 10-minute break. And when we come back, we're going to find out where the heroes are going next. And that's how ducks catch fire. It's really, really sad when they spontaneously combust. But, just don't feed them fireball
It's a real
pellets.
quack-tastrophe. Moving on.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Feathers everywhere. Welcome back, everyone. The party has stepped out of the market. Unless there's anything else we're picking up in the market.
I believe white, the tent was mentioned.
White tent? Okay. Stepping into the white tent, you smell incense. You smell perfumes and other fragrances as you've walking into a herbalist and an alchemist tent. It is a person that does both. The gentleman comes out. He's got little spectacles down to his nose. He's got some powder coming off his hands. He's doing this real quick. Rupert Rocket, what can I help you with?
We were told this is a place that we might find some potions and some other items that might keep us alive.
I have basic potions, especially healing. Some acids, some other similar stuff. I've got oil of slipperiness. I've got healing potions all the way up. Those some are kept under lock and key, though. I won't even get them until I see the coin. And I've got a number of other things. What can I help you with, sir? Besides that magical 100 roll that you just rolled for one of those items. You're muted.
Yep, Brandon and Garlo are both a little gobsmacked right now, so if someone else wants to buy things that keep us alive, that'd be great.
Oh, sorry, I accidentally hit a button. What do we have? What do you sell? I'm new
Healing
to
potions all the way up for standard pricing. And then I've got acids. I've got oil of slipperiness. I've got a few other different salves, preaps, other compounds.
I mean, we'll definitely need potions, of a fair amount. I mean, do you want to...
How many potions do you want to get, Golo?
I mean, fair enough. I think most of you are going to be the ones using them.
Thanks.
Just to say, I kind of have... I don't get hurt as much all the time. Well, I guess you don't get hurt at all most of the time.
Yes, but when I do, it tends to get ugly quickly.
Fair enough. But up to you. I mean, it wouldn't hurt us to have just a couple extra, maybe 1 or 2 on hand for each person, and then a couple extra in the bag, just in case. Some graders and some regulars, just in case we need a little pick-me-up.
Is that what you're looking for?
We also heard something about wound closing.
A preemptive wound closure. Yes, I can get you one of those.
What does it do?
I don't have it in front of me, but give me a moment. Yes. It's a pendant. Whenever you're dying at the start of your turn, you
What's
roll
a
hit.
turn?
Very good point. Whenever you're dying, it essentially gives you an opportunity not to die. It sutures the wounds and it stabilizes you so you don't bleed out.
Good to have.
Yes.
How much is that?
500 gold.
Y'all are the ones with money. And we're heading into the Undermountain.
Do you wish healing potions? What are we talking about?
Healing potions would be great. If
100%.
we could get perhaps 5 regular healing potions, and how much are greater healing potions?
Greater healing are 150 gold pieces each.
Do you want to have a couple of
An
those?
antidote.
Oh, what?
How much?
Sorry?
How much was greater?
Greater's
150 gold.
150.
Regular healing
150?
potions are 50.
Oh, okay.
I've got superior healing for 450. Supreme healing for about 1250 right now. But I only have 2 of those.
I'll take 1 regular and 1 greater healing.
That's 200 gold.
Hand it over.
He just reaches into a case, pulls out 2 different ones. I hand it to you. You can put that on your own character sheet.
Yep.
I'll take at least a couple regulars. I'll say like 4 normal healing potions. So that's what, 200?
That's 200.
And then let's say 2 greater.
2
Another
greater.
one.
That's another 300. So that's 700. Excuse me. That's 500
500
gold total. Mhm. You guys must be expecting some serious trouble.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got potions of climbing, potions of acid resistance, cold resistance.
How much is the potion of climbing?
180 gold.
No, thank you.
I'm doing the math. I think we need 4 more healing potions.
Okay. That's 200 gold.
All right.
I've got let's see here. A potion of invisibility. Potion of longevity. Nope. Longevity is out. Sorry. I've got potion of speed. Potion of vitality. Potion of water breathing.
How much is the speed potion?
You want the speed. Well, I mean, first you have to put it through the filter that you don't need to
I'm
do that.
new to
We're
this.
gonna keep this. We're gonna keep
Yeah.
this real uncomplicated. Look, you twist the cap. It sprinkles the speed dust into the thing. You shake it, and then you just guzzle it quick. It's 400 gold.
400?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keeping it in mind.
This is the equivalent of a haste spell, if you've ever seen one of those in action.
Pretty great spell.
There's no downside, right?
There's no concentration. There's still the
That's what I meant.
lethargy.
Yeah.
There's
You
no
still get
I mean, at the
concentration.
end, it's gonna real crash. I mean, it's like coming at the end of anything with speed in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I've got oil in flasks. I've got oil of slipperiness. Oil of Taggart. I only have 1 vial of that. It's highly
How
controlled.
much is it?
The oil of Taggart?
Yes.
It's 400 gold.
Mm.
It's contact poison. Nothing
anything
else? All right, guys. That's all I got.
Thank
Not
you.
jumping at anything. Y'all have a nice day.
Does everything
Back.
have what they need for traveling then?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Food, water. I'm assuming
You
you're
not
gonna
create
pick that
that?
up at the Yawning Portal.
Where's the paladin?
Yeah,
All right,
portal.
Derek.
Okay.
How much was that parapet of wound or the wound closure?
It was. Damn it.
500
Hold on a
gold.
second.
500.
Yeah, it was.
You see Garlo wearing his new robe. He looks around on it and sees a patch. And he looks at it. It's like, that's weird. Takes it, pulls the thread on it, and as he comes undone, this
Arlo, I just got that for you.
1 foot long, 6 foot wide, and 6 inch, or 1 foot long, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep silver bar falls out of his cloak. And I've used one of the patches to grab a silver coffer that is worth 500 gold pieces.
I take it you want that pre-apt? Periapt?
I guess that
I mean,
might
what
work.
are you doing with that?
I'm trying to. Is that what would you trade for this? And Garlic picks up this bar of silver.
That's a mirror bar trade bar of silver. 500 gold.
Garlic just holds it up to him. It's like,
What are you buying with it?
I guess I'll take that that necklace.
All right. Deal. He hands it over to you. All right. Opens a little bag, puts it in. Best of luck,
Already paid.
y'all.
Much appreciated.
Out the door you go.
Goodbye.
All right. You've completed your shopping in the area. You grab a couple snacks on the way out. Where are you going now? Back to the yawning portal? All right. So you head back to the yawning portal. To a delighted NPC henchman waiting for you there. What was his name?
Lester.
Lester. I got a little birdie showed up with a message that said I should get you guys ready with food and water for a trip.
That'd be perfect. That's the initiative I like to see, Lester.
Well, a little birdie literally dropped a message onto me.
Dina sent the message.
Yeah, it said BS.
Oh, you got fooled, Lester.
So I just ordered a week's worth of pack rations charged to the room for no reason.
No, that's very handy.
So you're not mad at me then?
I am curious who sent the note.
BS, Blackstaff.
Ah. I was thinking something else.
Yeah,
The black staff? Really? It was the black staff?
Who's to say on these things? I mean, there's so many people with BS.
Yeah.
Brian St. Clair.
Yeah. Could have been him.
Could have been him.
Could have been him. Anyway, told you, I just wouldn't be happy if I thought you were mad at me for trying to take initiative.
It doesn't... I don't have any feelings about you either way, Lester, as I've been telling you repeatedly.
The entire time I'm behind her
Last
going,
week.
good job. Got it.
Anyway, everything's set up. They're already pre-packaged into individual meals. And I got enough for all of you, including Sim. Where is Sim? She's still not back yet, I'm assuming.
Won't be back for a while.
Yes, at the... with a mother.
That's a right tough situation, isn't it?
Yes, being with your family is terrible.
Yeah. Oh, you missed the spectacle today.
Oh, they did.
Yeah. A whole big band of adventurers came in. Durnan tried to convince them not to, but they paid the money and down the hole they went.
Did they come back?
I mean, it's only been an hour.
Why did Durin try to convince them not to?
Oh. He tries to convince almost everybody not to go down there.
That's business, I
Going
guess.
down
if they
there's
die.
pretty dumb, yes.
Well, he only charges a small amount to go down, but he charges a few hundred to come back up.
Where?
Each.
I assumed that.
I mean, it's not for the faint of heart. Anyway, so where are you guys going on your trip?
I believe we're heading down.
Down
Down the road.
River?
Portal.
Down what?
Down the river, that will be in the Undermountain. Down the portal.
You going down there?
Yes.
You're coming too, Lester, right?
Well, we've got all these extra rations here, and Sim's not here, so I guess I am.
No, you really
Perfectly
don't do
timed.
that. That's very
Thank you
dangerous.
so
but-
much for inviting me, Luciano. I feel
welcome,
like,
buddy.
like you're a good friend.
And just off the top, just for no particular reason, do you have a next of kin, Lester?
I don't dare say it out loud for fear that he who shall not be named will fireball them to death after skinning them alive.
Well, they may not know that you're dead when you die in the hole.
Maybe write it down and give it to Turja, just in case.
Why would I want it?
I tell you what, I will write down my last will and testament and who it should go to.
There you go. Good man.
And he writes it down.
So by chance, what do you have in your estate? Like, what is the next of kin gonna get? What is this?
My clothing mostly, and maybe this dagger. I got a dagger. Charge it to the room.
Will they get it if you die in the hole?
I mean, only if you get me out.
They'd have rights to it, but not exactly have access.
I mean, yeah. Can I just say that I'm wearing the equivalent of traveling clothes, and I'm carrying a dagger. Might it behoove us to, acquire a couple other items for me, maybe?
Are you
I
any
think
good
you
at
look
wearing
great just the
chainmail?
way you
I'd be
are.
happy to buy things for Lester since you're such close friends.
No, I think he's fine the way he is.
I don't know that I completely agree with this.
I have a
Rafe,
dagger and no
Rafe,
armor. It's fine. Let's
Rafe,
go.
what do you think? You're the smart one here.
I've been
Put on my
telling you not to
headband.
come with us.
Rafe, why is Rafe just staring off into the sun? He just doesn't care. Rafe,
Oh, I can hear this argument. I'm just not interested in it right now.
but oh, bloody hell! Look, I need some help, Rafe. Like I can't. Wait, you're wearing the equivalent of the same clothing I am.
What I've been saying,
Yes.
dude.
Yeah, but he's a whatever, a caster. I got none of that.
Technically,
Oh,
it's
we
just
got-
Let's buy Lester some armor. Come on.
Well, hold on. Are you any good at wearing heavy armor?
No.
Well, we got
Well,
that. We got
pretty
one in the
bad at
bag.
What's that?
Said we've got one of those in the bag.
You got any leather?
Want to be
armor?
real protected.
No,
Wait,
we
some
got
leather?
we got
heavy
heavies.
armor.
No.
Do we have
You
my old leather armor?
Can
Probably.
I get a
You put on
sword?
you put on the fire resistant leathers, right?
I did, so the normal one
then-
should be free.
Are they
Okay.
magic?
No, it's just leather armor.
Heard
They're
you
not
wore
gonna-
them.
They're not going to
Wink.
fit me.
It's adjustable. You'll be fine.
It'll be like hugging Turja.
Don't get
There's too
creepy,
much
Luciano.
room in the top.
Pat it out. You'll be fine.
I mean, I could probably hide some more stuff in there. All right, done. He starts strapping it on. It actually fits surprisingly well.
I don't doubt it.
I mean, it looks silly over this clothing, but
Nonsense.
It'll be the height of fashion, Lester.
oh, well, I certainly hope so. I doubt it, but that's very kind of you to lie to me like that. So, I've got this. What else you got?
Go through the hand-me-downs.
You got a club?
We've got. Let's
take the
check
Dude,
club.
do I look like somebody who carries a club, Lester?
You look like somebody who goes and gets clubbed. But
Yes.
that's just me.
I'm pretty sure we do have a club somewhere. Hang on.
We've got plenty of clubs, but I'm trying to see if there's anything we can give them that's actually.
I have a light crossbow.
Lester, what can you do?
Well, I mean, killing people's what I've done most of, and
You didn't do very well at that, Lester.
some light. I was a cobbler back in the day, so I can do some stuff with shoes. Not very good at it, but
I'll
I
give him
could.
spiky boots.
Are you any good with your? Are you any good at shot? Are you good in a scrap?
I mean,
what?
I can shoot a light crossbow like nobody's business, and I have been known to use bladed objects here and there, but my favorite is a club.
I hand him my extra light crossbow.
Oh, nice. It's not bad. It's been well kept, mostly. How many bolts you got?
You'll have to get your own.
Right. Right.
I have deleted a club from the shared treasure, and I'll pass him a club.
Perfect. Oh, feel of this. It's not balanced, but it'll do the job. Perfect. I got a club. Thank you. You guys actually care about me.
I wouldn't go that far.
Luciano's just laughing.
Anything else we need before we head down? Do we want to talk to the bartender, or I guess we don't actually have to head down. We're Portland.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Well, what?
Yeah, we're taking a more express route. We're gonna probably pass around that party that just went down, but we could ask, ask the owner if he has any ideas about this twisting wood, the willow wood. If he has
Twisting
any
cavern?
insights. Yeah, the twisting cavern and the willow wood and the river that we have to take to get there.
Oh, and you can carry
Whatever,
this, Celeste, and I give him the boat. The folding boat.
Oh, that should fit in my pack here, along with the rations. And that's about it. I have
Perfect.
two
Just Lester
sacks.
walking around with a Yeti cooler. Just
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically a big square backpack on his
Yeah.
back. And I've got two large sacks rolled up as well. They're nothing special, but they got sacks, so they're in
Very
one
good
piece
sack.
leather.
Cool.
Quite useful and leather. And a pinch.
Oh, I got one of those too. Like looking as he puts the boat away, I'm just like looking at all these patches inside my coat, and I'm just like, it's very much Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I'm just spinning around in the bar, but you see there is one that has a picture of a boat on it.
That's a lovely robe you've got there.
Isn't it neat? There's so many things on it. I honestly have not taken full accounting yet. There's a lot.
My grandfather used to wear a robe like that.
Was it red and orange and pink and brown?
Well, it was kind of like that one.
Huh.
Different stuff on it now. But he wore it when he smoked his pipe. Granny hated it, but he liked it. Anyway, so when are we leaving?
Goodbye.
What? No,
I'm walking down.
let me
I'm
get my
gonna go
shoes.
down to the bartender.
Probably
Yeah,
tomorrow and the afternoon, and then noon or early afternoon.
Right,
Or the day
I don't
after
believe
the
that for a
latest.
minute. He
Why?
starts packing everything he owns.
I'm gonna go with Lucy to the bar. Go talk to
Yeah.
the tender.
All right, so a half-orc walks up to you. It's not Durnan.
Oh.
What
Is
is
Oh.
Durnan around?
He's over there. He's cleaning a glass right now.
Would you?
You want to speak
Did
to
you
Durnan
pass a-
specifically?
Yeah, if he's not busy. We'll have a drink while we wait. Can we get a mug of ale, please?
Hey, not saying but nothing, but if you want Durnan's attention, order something a little more upscale than a ale. So he knows you're a real player.
Mug of
I could
whiskey.
just call his name if I
Any
wanted attention.
wines you have in that you'd recommend?
I mean, an Elvish wine's nice. Elvish silver wine.
Have a glass.
So one
One for
ale,
me as
one silver. Oh, Elven silver wine, two Elvish silver wine. And what are you having? Tall, blue, and horny.
I look at Grave.
Blue and horny.
Which one? Who's he talking to?
You.
Oh, I'm fine. I will take house ale.
How's that? All right. And you, sir.
Elven wine is fine, thank you.
3 high lines and 1 low line. You see him go out, come back, put him down. Starting a tab.
Oh, we have a room. Just put it on our tab.
Done. I'll go let the boss know you're interested in talking.
Appreciate it.
Who should I say is asking?
Garlo the Undying. Is that what it was?
Actually, we have the Nighthawks.
The
Yes,
Nighthawks.
yes.
All right. He goes over, starts talking to Durnan. Durnan takes a look over, gives a slight chuckle, then comes over. Well, you got enough coin that you're throwing this stuff down. What can I do for you? Nighthawks. Is that the name you guys are going by now?
Usually change often.
We like to keep it fresh. We find ourselves heading down below for a bit, but we're wondering if you might have a little bit of insight about some place we might be looking for. We're looking to find our way to the Willowwood, and we have a bit of a heading that we're going to be heading to the Twisting Caverns and heading down a river.
Twisted Cavern and the Willowwood. Ooh. Both places that'll get you killed pretty quick if you were novices to the world venturing. You sure I can't convince you not to go?
I'm
Sure you
afraid we're
could.
good in business.
Fair enough. Look, I see lots of adventurers go down and very few come back up, and the few that do are usually broke as nails when they get to me. But you lot I've seen around, and word's already gotten around about you guys. Though I think your branding with the Nighthawks is... I think you could do better.
Nighthawks.
Yeah, that's great. Look, I think if anyone's got a good chance lately of coming back up and actually having some coin with them, it'll be you guys. The timing is everything. The Twisted Cavern is exactly what it sounds like. It's a twisted cavern, also interspersed with a river going through it that comes and goes through the cavern. It's dark. There's things in there that'll knife you in every edge. Nothing makes sense half the time in that area. To get to the Willowwood from the Twisted Cavern, you're either lucky enough to find a crack or fissure in the cave that'll get you down there, or you float down the river to the next spot.
Kraken Fisher? What?
That's usually the least wanted way.
But what is it?
A crack or a fissure in the cave?
Oh, crack! Oh, never mind. Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, it's quite all right. Quite all right. Hey, look, we've all been drinking. Maybe I'm not so articulate. The Willowwood. When I was first there, it wasn't called that. It was called something else. That was 500 years ago, I think. Look.
You look great.
Yeah, well, I bought this place from my great-grandson, apparently. Anyway, what I would say is you've got as good a chance as any coming back, but the Willowwood is not a place to mess around in. When I was last there was a wizard there. He was killing everything. All in the name of a girl. Anyway.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is what it is.
Anything about dragons or druids?
I haven't met the
Specifically,
dragon. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, is there anything you know about a certain scaly green person named Valdemar?
That sounds like the name of the dragon I've heard rumors of down there, but some party came up, scalded, burned, half dead, muttering something about a dragon about 4 months back. Except they said that was written on the
the lair, but they said he went by a different name.
Trial?
Yeah, that's the name.
Hmm.
Something like that. Said something about a sword sticking out of his head. Anyway, here's what is. So, the other thing is you got to be careful if you keep following the river. It may take you someplace else that you don't want to go. And every level you go down is more likely to kill you.
Is it difficult to get off the river once at the Willowwood?
It's quite easy to get off the river at the Willowwood. It's after the Willowwood that you might have trouble getting off.
Understood.
Okay.
And for once we get down, I don't imagine the river flows both ways.
Nope.
Just walk back through it that way.
Yeah, it definitely does not flow both ways.
Fair enough.
I have a couple of ideas about that.
Perfect. That's about how many we need.
Oh, the Willowwood is lit. But it's almost like a perpetual... how would you
Twilight?
say? Kinda. It's like...
Not what I thought.
It does have sunny, but it doesn't go to full darkness. It just goes to twilight. And it comes back to daylight.
Good for you, for your human eyes.
Always so generous, listen, no.
Outside of that, don't know much more. Things change in the Underdark. Things I could explain to you that I saw. Probably not even the same way.
Cool.
The only reason I believe the Willowwood is still there and everything that's going on with it is the party that just came up 4 months ago. For all I know, 3 months ago it burned to the ground.
Thanks. Okay.
Well, then our search will be very short.
You ever heard anything about a druid hiding out and around there?
You know who that party is? The one that came up 4 months ago?
No. Matter of fact, I don't. I don't even know how they got in. All I know is they were screaming, and they gave us every last bit of coin and all their magic items just to come back up.
Yeah, exactly how much is it to take your wonderfully crafted elevator back up?
200 gold per head.
Is there any way we could pay that in advance?
Hold on.
Absolutely could.
If we survive,
Well, I imagine we still have to pay to use it. It's not a if we're alive, it's just a a service fee.
How far down does it go?
The what? The whole
The elevator, yeah.
first level.
How deep is the first level?
I'd have to double check, but about 800 or 900 feet.
actually, come to think of it, Gala, that's a good idea. We might want to pay in advance after all.
I have them from time to time. Don't worry, I'll let it go to my head.
Look, I tell you what I'll do. How many in your party?
I take a long look at Lucy, and then look at Lester, and then look back at Lucy. I'm just in this like ill-fitting patchwork of armor and arms, and just like
Every party's got one.
I look at him. I said, "Just understand, if he uses up all of your healing potions, then you don't get to use them either."
There's 4.
All right. So there'll be 5 of us.
There'll be 5 of you. All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll put 1,000 gold of yours in this safe. It's in this. It's my safe. I'm the only one who can open it. In this sack, or I can use this preset chest. You just fill it up. I'll put your name on the thing. You come up, the money's mine. You come back in any other way into this place besides that hole, I give you your money back. It's that simple.
It's a fair deal.
I'm sorry?
I said that's a fair deal.
I'm a reasonable and fair man.
It's still 20 gold ahead to go down, though.
Don't worry about that part. We've got it covered.
Once you get off that elevator, you start going down. There's no coming back up.
100%. Understood,
Okay.
sir.
Well, thank you. And he puts the chest down, locks it up, goes into the back room, opens up a safe, closes it. And the whole time he's working the safe, you see his hand is holding his longsword handle. So,
All right.
Very good, very good.
Do we wish to, do you think I'll just we'll grab a table and just, well, actually we could take our drinks up to the room real quick and we can have a little chat, but just, do we want to use the portal just in our room, or do we want to use the portal in view of people, or do we want to do it out of view of people?
Let's be discreet.
Be broad. Let's make history. Let's let people talk.
No, let's make lots of noise. Let's disappear in front of 100 people. Just sort of looking at Luciano like, oh, he'll switch his mind now because I said it.
Raja, you're on my side. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, we can do it here in the morning if we need. I mean, we'll get our rations, we'll get them all set, and then we'll. I guess we just kind of have this room here, just looking around. We've been living in this room. This is one of those my stay hotels where you rent it by the 3 or 4 week intervals. It's just we really kind of just moved into this place.
Why did we do that? Why didn't we stay at the Happy Axe Peak? I was confused about that part.
I think we didn't want our presence to be associated with the Axe Peak, so we're not associated with WMD. Especially because since we dropped off Grey Gem, we didn't want our faces being associated, or anyone looking around where we were.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Did you?
Any other preparations anyone needs?
No, I was gonna say, do you need to talk to your dad still before we go, or is that good for when we're
In the
done?
morning, but yes.
all right. With that, are you getting a good night's sleep, or are you going into the Underdark? Because this is not something you do in just, 4 hours.
No, we're getting a good night's sleep.
Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna sleep.
All right. Oh, thank God I can take my shoes back off. Very kind of you, Very nice of you to take my shoes off. That's oh. Ooh, my tootsies are harsh. Whew. Anyway, good night. No.
He's a funny one.
Mm. Now, he was up all
Perhaps
day
you should
working.
ask him out.
No, I'm fine. He seems to have his eyes set on somebody, and I wouldn't get in the way of love.
Men sometimes have this strange idea that if they ask 100 times and you say no, but if you ask 101st time, you'll suddenly, for some reason, say yes. I've never understood it.
That grind set.
There are sometimes when persistence is not a virtue,
You just see this chat is happening in the room, and Garlo's in bed, and you just see his shoulders just keep bobbing because he's just laughing under his covers, just cackling away.
Because it's the reality of how it works sometimes, and Turgia has just called it out absolutely for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys sleep. You wake to the sounds of ice flicking off the windows as it hits, because an ice storm started to come in. You go downstairs. You have a delicious breakfast.
Our rations are all ready to go.
Everything's ready to go. Lester comes with you, I guess, as you're going to see your father.
No, he absolutely fucking does not.
But Daddy, I love him.
This is your time, Lester. You can ask her father for her hand.
Shut up! You shut up!
Lester, mind the room. Protect our stuff. We'll be back.
Who's that
on,
artist, Lester?
Lester Knavely, right here. protecting everything, keeping it all dry and nice and neat too.
See, look,
Anything
he
else
grew
you
a
need me-
last name. It's great.
Don't abuse the tab.
No, what?
Don't abuse the tab.
I would never.
Uh-huh.
If anything, I've tracked every copper. You've seen it. I bring you sheets every time, and you check my bookwork.
Oh, have
by
I
the way,
been? That's very reassuring.
Where did you learn to check books so well, Turja?
Around.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
didn't
think
lie.
she's
I'm
being
extremely
deliberately vague.
Did she actually learn how to do books?
Yeah. she
No,
just
no,
looks-
I just magically did it right every time through.
Just looking at it, it's like, that looks right. Good job.
Yeah.
Math. She does them
Maths.
math things. Yeah. Hey, Turja, I know you don't like me much sometimes, but I respect what all of you are doing. And I respect mostly that all of you have kept me alive this long.
You don't
I
have
would-
to come with us, you know, Lester.
Say again?
You don't have to come with us.
Oh, I've got to come with you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I owe you a blood debt of keeping me alive.
All right. Well, watch the room.
I will. Bye.
And then we'll make our way out. I look at Turch. I said, should we... I mean, I don't really know many nobles besides you. Should we dress nicer than our armor?
I don't think it matters.
I switched to really fancy nobleman's clothes.
Bing.
Carlos gonna dress in... He hasn't worn it in a long time, but his Peaky Blinders look, where it's that, like, big coat, but then just, like, the suspenders and the nice trousers.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Rafe?
I am just adjusting my robes so they are slightly more up class.
Slightly
You're going
more
for one of those swanky temples. Yeah.
Okay. And Turja, you're going just as you are.
Yep.
No, human nobles aren't gonna like tiefling attire. I am going to disguise myself with pale human skin and hide my horns and my
Okay.
Super pasty.
yeah milk toast, baby.
Oh, yes.
All right. You take a carriage direct over. You step out of the carriage, and you find yourself staring at a large gate to a walled compound. Above the walls, you can see a majestic 3-story estate building towering above it. The rooftop obviously also serves as a viewing deck. And you are now, staring at the gate guard who's standing there, who's trying to figure out who you people are.
I walk up to the gate and I say, "For to see old and iron walk."
He goes, oh, lady, my apologies, my most sincere apologies.
It's fine.
Yes. Should I tell him it's you?
Yeah, let's let him get a chance to get the shock over with in private. Go ahead.
Very well. He rings a bell real quick. Another guard comes out. Stand guard. I have to deliver a message from these folks. Let them in the gate. And he lets you in, and the other guy goes running into the gate area. You hear what sounds like a glass break.
Is that a good sign?
Yeah, can we tell if it was dropped or was thrown?
It sounded like a drop.
Okay.
You then see the door open again, and the guard comes out. Well, your father was surprised. The Lord Ironrock is welcoming you in. And your companions will have to wait in the foyer.
I look at the others and say,
is expected, lady.
And I look at the others for a moment, and then I say, very well. And I head over to meet
guys-
Dad.
Walk in and follow the guard in to the foyer. It's a wide foyer. It is an ostentatious foyer. It is a foyer with all sorts of paneling and gold gilding and carved different animals and all sorts of other things into the relief of the stairway handles and edges of the wall. The crown molding has animal scenes carved into it across the top, like gazelles or deer rushing and wolves chasing things, and just it's a beautiful area.
Does it look different than it did 3 years ago?
Nope, looks exactly the same. This is what you remember, right? The tiled floors, exquisite terracotta tile, feel warm to the touch. There are drift globes casting a warm yellow light that really sets off the room. There's a portrait over a fireplace that is burning, keeping this area warm, and it's burning with a magical flame. But there is a portrait above of Master Ironwork, his wife, 2 babies, and 1 slightly older child that's very young.
Do any of them look familiar to us?
You aren't in there.
No,
there's
to
a
us.
foyer. There's a foyer. They are in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The children that are like little babies, you don't recognize them. There are some similar features you can see in the mother and the father that do reflect on Turja as well.
I think mostly Garlo's just like wondering if Turja's in the picture. Is she the young girl that's in there, or is that a like?
If you're with me, you can ask.
Did they paint your? Well, that's Garlo's trying to be a little sensitive about it, being like, did they just like paint her out of the family portrait, or is that her just as a younger age?
Well, the babies, one of which is a female, the other which is a male, right? And the young girl is not Turja. Turja's hair is what color?
Dark brown.
And what color is her sister's hair?
I think we agreed on light brown.
Light brownish blonde, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the hair doesn't match. The babies don't have much hair. It's kind of hard to tell, right? So, there are some very plush seats, and I do mean plush. Like you sit down and you feel like you're in the exquisite seat of luxury. The bell is rung. A servant comes out with a tray. It already has wines and some hors d'oeuvres ready for you guys to eat.
Are there we're in the foyer, but are there like house guards kind of minding us, essentially?
There are 3 house guards minding you.
Perfect, because Garlo is gonna put on a bit of an intimidation. So he's gonna full on take off his cloak and click his immovable rod and make its own coat hanger sort of thing. And so it's just him in like the nice trousers and the thing, but it's just like his bulky arms are just out, just like cracks, and then just starts lighting up a pipe. And you'd see that black demon pipe, and he just like uses his finger to light it with his like fire touch, and just lights it, and just all of a sudden, and then he'll like look at Turja before she leaves and like nods at her, and then I'll expend a psionic die to open the chat. And just in the chat, you just hear, if you need anything, just say the word.
You don't hear anything in reply. You can't hear me talk out loud through that thing, Kenny.
Maybe. You don't know. You don't know how psychics work.
I will say that was probably one of the coolest intimidation things I've ever heard. That's not just a flex, you know what I mean? That was actually pretty doggone cool. You can see the guards are kind of like visibly like, concerned.
Yeah,
like they're not turning their back to you, that's for sure.
It's a lot of just like, hey, I'm very strong, but also I have just so much magic shit right now. Like, what are you gonna do? When you
Yeah, right. And they are
counterplay is that
wearing,
Rafe does nothing and simply smiles.
Slenderman.
Luciano's not aware that this is happening. I'm just eating.
I mean, like, they're decked out in the ironwork livery over their armor, but they are certainly like, whoa, you know. The guard that let you in, you know his name is Wraith, not Rafe. He's an older guard. He's like a senior guard. There's a few seniors. Right. You remember him. I mean, he hasn't been with the family more than 10 years, but you remember him as being a reasonable human being. And he would often, you did have a private moment once or twice where he laughed when you were like making a joke behind your dad's back. You know how kids do that, you know.
I would never do. No, I'm just kidding.
You and your brother both did, and he kind of chuckled, and you know, he didn't tell on you, which you appreciated. He let you be kids sometimes, right? Outside of that, you guys are, you know, it's like, Lady Ironwork, if you would follow me.
I follow him, and as we keep going, since this guy's a decent guy, I say, so what sort of reception should I be expecting?
Well, your dad's in his study. He's pacing.
That sounds better than I'd hoped, actually.
Well, I think he's more nervous than you are. So, anyway, let's go. And he walks you down the hall, around the corner, down another hall, and into the large study that overlooks the backyard. Lady Ironwork! And the door closes, and the guard is outside. You are alone in this room with your father. There's a fireplace in the background, actually a two, one on each side of the room. A large desk, roll top. Another desk forward of the roll top. Portraits of family. Animal pelts on the ground and on the couches themselves. A large table strewn with papers to one side. And shelves upon shelves of books where there aren't wide open windows that are magically keeping the heat in the room and not cold. Drift globes are putting warm light throughout the room. The one drift globe above your father's desk, however, is a brighter whitish blue light to help him read his papers better. Your father's gained some weight. Your father's gone completely gray. He flexes his hands reflexively a few times. I had hoped this day would come. I got the word and I was worried, sick, but I am glad that you are alive and well.
Thanks to you. When did you do that?
I did that for both you and your brother after your sister was murdered. I eventually hope to do something to maybe get her back.
I actually looked into that as well when I found out. Unfortunately, I don't think that's likely to succeed.
Yes, well, we already tried a resurrection. I spent quite a fortune trying to do it, and nothing happened.
You're not the only one. My fiancé also tried.
Yeah.
Don't
He's
tell me you
alive?
didn't know, Father.
He's alive? I was told he was killed.
Then why do you have a reward out for him?
I don't. Greycastle does, really.
Grey Castle put out a reward in his name and your own?
He put up the money for it. He said he didn't want to be known always as the man who did that, but there were posters placed everywhere, but I thought he was already gone.
The man who did what, precisely?
Butchered your sister. In his own home.
I think we're getting a little twisted here. Who do you think murdered Jessia?
Why, Rin Drakewood.
I have very good reason to believe it was not him.
Well, then why did he run?
Perhaps he didn't want to be taken in for murder. Murdering a noble is usually pretty stiffly penalized here in Waterdeep.
Interesting that Rin would think he would be charged. Forgive me. I didn't know you knew all these things.
Yes, now thanks to you, I'm not sure whether to be more grateful for my continued existence or more angry that you didn't tell me about Jessia when it happened.
Well,
You couldn't
it's
have
not like
sent a
you were-
note.
It's not like you were responding to anyone trying to reach out to you much. You're pretty flippin' angry when you left. I think more importantly, why are you here now? Is it to wag in my face that you're now aware of your sister and you don't think the murderer is him? Or is there another reason? I'm so excited that you're here, but obviously it's not to issue words of kindness or to share in the sorrows.
It's not that I don't want to grieve with you. It's that I found out about all of these things very suddenly, and to me they're still fresh. And since I am still alive, and since it is thanks to you, I owe you that. For that. Thank you.
I have but one chance left to get your sister back.
How?
I have this last lock of hair that would be the component to bring her back if she wishes to come. I don't know if that will work. I don't know why it hasn't worked the last 2 times, if you say that Rin honestly did it. But if you know where Rin is, and Rin's not dead, why are you here?
To see where we stand.
Family is everything. Even when we don't agree, and even when we storm out.
Well, that's what I tried to tell you before you drove me out.
I was protecting the family. Not just you, not just me. You know about the books. You know why about the books.
Yes, and Ren found out about the books, and if Ren's the only person who found out about the books, you're a fortunate man. I didn't object on moral grounds. Is that what you thought? That I really cared about a few skipped excise taxes?
You and I both know it wasn't the taxes that made you mad. Grey Castle put me in a situation where the only way I could pay off my debt is if I moved some things for him that were a little unsavory. By a little, I mean a lot. It is the only thing that I could do to get us back on track. We had lost so much after all the burnings of our holdings in the north, the destruction of our city and our trade route, all the things that funded Literally our second homes in Sunderbar. Gone.
Not to mention our family, mother's family.
Your mother. I wish she could be here now as well. He takes his hand and draws it across his desk, just touching it. Turja, if you'd like to come back, you're always welcome. I trust you with everything. But I can't have someone risking the whole family.
I never intended to tell anyone. I just wanted you to stop. I was worried about if anyone found out what you were doing. They could use that secret as a leash on us.
I tell you what, Turja, when you become extremely, extremely rich and powerful, you can do your best to put Grey Castle out of business. Until that happens, well, we've made our bed. It's less than it used to be, and occasionally we still have to move goods. Sometimes the occasional box that we can't ask questions about.
And if I do find a way to put a stop to this?
You'd have to put a stop to Grey Castle himself.
Given that I believe he's the one who murdered Jess, yeah, it'd be a pleasure.
I'm not entirely convinced that Ren is innocent.
I don't think he's going to come here for a consultation, unfortunately.
What's crazy is your sister tried to keep it a secret from me.
I was wondering how you found out about it.
I liked Ren.
Really?
Really? I don't think you know everything about Ren as you think you do.
I don't even pretend to think that I know everything about Drakewood. The only thing I'm certain of is that he didn't kill Jessia.
Fair. Ren Drakewood is not a Waterdhavian noble. But Ren Drakewood is indeed a noble.
What family? Where?
The Drakewood family.
Where?
In the Drakewood.
Where is the Drakewood?
Get a map out. I mean, it's not like he couldn't have told you all this.
Like I said, I don't pretend to know anything about Drakewood.
But you know he didn't kill your sister.
We had a very frank conversation about that.
Where is he now?
Around.
He's in the city.
I said around, I never said around where.
Fair enough. If you can hire someone of great power and import to find a way to get the divination, because a speak with dead spell was impossible with whatever someone did to my daughter. And no divination would show us what happened. No spells that anyone could cast. It was just like time froze. 1 minute everything was fine, the next minute there was a dead body.
Is there any magic that can get around that?
Not on Toril there isn't. Someone spent a considerable sum of money setting this up.
Begs the question of motive. What motive would Drake would have to kill Jessia, who's going to marry her?
They were having an argument.
Oh?
That's all I know. I don't know about what. I just know that they were fighting.
Perhaps I can look into that.
Perhaps you've been looking into lots of things. Would you like to take a seat at your old desk? For old time's sake?
Yes.
It's right over there. Right where you used to sit next to me. I've never moved your
Yes.
chair. Everything's as you left it. Well, except for the books. I had to pick those up. But
Of course. I sort of move slowly over and almost like brittle looking as I sort of pull out the chair slowly and sit down.
he walks back around. See? I can have the quill re-nibbed. I can have the ink pot set. I have attorneys here. You can be filing the paperwork for anything you want right away.
I almost wish I could go back in time. It was so much simpler then.
Your sister didn't have your head for numbers. She was good at marketing, though. Your brother, God rest his soul, is on travel.
Where is he going specifically?
He's up to Neverwinter to try to establish trade routes there. He's wintering up there this year.
Tell him I'd like to see him when he gets back.
The sending stone messages go out hourly.
Andy.
Yeah, I mean, they stop at, sundown and they come back up, sun up, but give him time to have his own life. But business is business. He's negotiating some trade accounts with their dock hands and some trade goods for water clocks, importing them. So, it is what it is.
It would be a handy new route. Good source of revenue.
Should add 10% this year.
Not bad.
That's quite good. Apparently water clocks are in fashion this year.
Better take advantage.
Yes.
For a second, it's just like they're just it's like
it's
here's
business
hash
talking.
habits. They're
It's business
just
talking.
arguing business.
Just
Well,
hug your dad. Just
Between that and the currency exchanges working in our favor this year, we're gonna have a banner year. We won't be taking any loans this year.
That's a relief. That was worrisome. Well, we had to borrow after Sundabar to keep looking like somebody had others would look to do business with.
At this time next year, if everything goes well, we'll be close to where we were. And very profitable.
So it's just Grey Castle.
And his entire empire of commerce and shenanigans and double dealings. I mean, there's Waterdhavian nobles and looking down their noses, as we all are supposed to do to the lessers that are out there, but he takes it a step further.
It's not his I have no objection to a man not noble getting rich. That's not the problem in itself.
There's rumors he's one of the lords of Waterdeep, or at least he's got a few of them in his pocket. Or a noose around their neck.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Or both.
Well, both.
Hey, do I know if Dad's an open lord or not an open lord? If Dad's one of the lords of Waterdeep?
You do not know, but you don't think your dad's one of the lords of Waterdeep.
Okay. It was worth a try. I was just curious here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, a lot of noble children try to figure that out about their parents. Like, it's not an unknown thing. Like, is my dad one of them? Is he not? But your dad has been, it's like Spider-Man and I have never been seen in the same place at the same time. So I'm probably Spider-Man. Except that's not true. With the Open Lords of Waterdeep, or the Lords of Waterdeep, when they have met before in the past and your father was right there with you the whole time. Like,
Okay. So pretty probably not.
I can put you and your friends up if you want.
We have somewhere we're staying. When I come back, I want to make sure that you. I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt the family by coming back in any way. If when I come back, I want it to be open. That didn't even
Yeah.
make sense, did it?
What? Why are you wearing that clothing?
It's very practical.
I mean, you're carrying weapons openly.
That's not illegal.
It's not, but it is threatening.
Yes.
I mean, and it's not like the long dagger or the rapiers that are in fashion. I mean, you're carrying some hardware. I don't
Well,
even
it's
know
not
what that-
terribly safe when you don't live in a place where you have 36 guards on retainer.
It's 4 dozen, and you know that. But we hired an extra dozen after you left. Yeah. Anyway. Well, I just gotta say it is good to see you. You're always welcome here.
I'm glad to know that.
You know, Esvel Rosnar will be thrilled that you're in town.
I don't actually know if Esfel realizes that I survived. I was killed right after I went to see her. Oh, that reminds me, did the watch come by here afterward?
Not at all.
They knew it was me. That's odd.
The watch knew it was you.
I'd just come back from seeing Esfel.
I believe they thought, well, as I read the papers, they thought it was a member of the Rosnar family that was killed. You didn't see the broadsheets that came out later that retracted the story?
No.
It was a Rosnar carriage that was wiped out.
Yes, and I was in it.
No one cared. They didn't know it was you. They
Well,
thought it was a
they
Rosnar.
didn't care that it was the Rosenars?
I mean, they did. But they didn't know it was you. An
Hmm.
Ironwalk.
Odd.
Very. The only reason I knew is because, well, when you woke up in the clone bed, you know, the wizard had to alert me afterwards, eventually.
Yes, makes sense.
And so that was very expensive, but worth every copper. Don't
Right.
go off doing that again, okay?
I have no intention of doing so. That was very unpleasant.
Did you find who did it?
I know who did it, but I'm not sure how well it'll help catching them. Have you ever heard of Manchun?
Who hasn't heard of the legendary evil wizard?
Well, we killed one of him.
One?
There are more than one.
Oh dear.
And I don't know how much communication goes on between the iterations.
I don't either. Well, it's above my head. I mean, we've got a house wizard. He's all right. But even he's scared of Grey Castle's guys. Well, is there anything else?
You should probably know that we had to speak to the Black Staff, me and my companions out there.
And?
There are certain tasks she wants us to do for her. They could be dangerous. Which is not it's not, I'm not saying go buy another clone, I'm just warning you that happened.
Right, very well. I don't like this one bit. Should I send a bunch of guards with you?
I don't think that will help, but thank you.
You don't think that 12 guards would be of assistance?
There are certain things they can help with, but I don't think they can follow us where we're going.
Very well. If I wish to send you a letter or a message, how should I do so?
Send a message to the Happy Axbeak Tavern.
For Lady Ironwork?
Turgeon Nighthawk.
Turgeon Nighthawk.
I had to do
Really?
something.
I have a confession. Sahir sent me letters telling me how you were doing. Not where you were, or what you were doing, but that you were okay.
You can send a letter to Sahir as well. That should work.
Very well. I don't suppose I could get a hug before you left.
I'm a little teary-eyed, and I just sort of lean in.
That's my girl. I missed you.
Missed you
Gives you a
too.
good squeeze. The hell is on this armor? It's sticking into me. Ah!
Sorry.
Oh. You're strong.
Not really.
Your hands are rough.
Please don't.
What the heck is wrong with you? Not. Those are the roughest hands ever. I've never
It's
seen your
been
hands.
3 years. I've been busy.
Well, God's bless you. But get a shower too.
Thank you, Father.
Well, someone's going to tell you to take a bath every now and again. Your brother's not here for me to do that to anymore. He'll be glad to know you came back.
Tell him I missed him too.
I will. Tell him not. Well, if you're going to get out of here, you better do it now.
It was good to see you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
your pale friend has already gotten through 3 bottles of wine, I'm told.
I'll pull him off of that.
I don't care. If it gets him to come back and bring you with him, it's all worth it. Be safe. Send me messages.
Yes.
And if your friends will protect you as much as you've protected us as a family, then they're welcome here as well.
I'll let them know. Thank you.
Yes. He opens the door, gives a slight bow. And you see a tear in his eye. Come back.
I promise.
I'm gonna hold you to it. Out the door you go. You step into the foyer with your friends as the guard leads you out. To the main foyer.
Just a all good question mark in the psychic chat.
It was better than I expected.
The food's good, but the company's lackluster.
Yeah.
These guys won't
drinking
hang.
My father's wine.
I'm pouring another
Call this-
giant glass.
Call this wine.
Yeah, okay. I've had better.
Mind you,
Thanks.
these
Thank
guys
you
have seen
so
the
much.
shitty ass nobles doing the shitty ass things that they do, and that doesn't bother them. The whole like flex that Garlo did, that bothered them. That made him go, okay, this guy may shiv us, you know. So like, be on the lookout. And then the pointlessly tall sea elf, also kind of, or sea half elf, also kind of awkward. because he's just smiling.
I think there's a part. Yeah, you open the door and like it's like Lucy's having a drink, Garlo's having a drink, but I think Garlo's also just like not full menacing, but is like essentially tossing a dagger. But it's his psychic daggers, so it's just like literally going up into the air and then disappearing and then showing up back in his hand just over and over again. And just like
Oh, do you have to frighten the gods?
who's frightening anyone? Just
Oh,
wait.
is that what he was doing?
Oh, no, we weren't frightened at all. It's quite entertaining. Lady Ironwork, are you on your way? With your
Yes,
friends?
thank you.
Who?
Right. Are we fetching horses?
No, thank you. That's fine. We'll just leave on foot.
How did they run away?
As you wish. And they open the door. They've seen you on your way out. You walk through the courtyard in the front, through the gate. The gate is opened, and you find yourselves back on the street.
Whew.
All right. Let's get to the room and
You take
portal
a quick,
out. I guess.
quick carriage ride back to the room. It's now, 10 in the morning. You get back up. You find Lester Navely, sorry. Standing there, bags ready. All right, so where are we going?
To the room.
First, we should settle the bill.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to settle it because I mean, if we die down there, then I'd be out of coin.
Yeah, why?
Well, we don't want to. If we survive and we come back up, we don't want to pay for an extra God knows how many days of the room when we're not using
Well,
it.
I mean, we could,
You will be paying for that.
but at the same time, I mean,
Why would we
the
be
people
paying
who
for the room if we're not occupying it?
are renting the room? I just say that it's nice to have it, just because. I mean, I don't want to spend any money, but I mean, it's y'all's money. If you want to spend it, then it's fine. But
At the end of the day, he has no money. He has no say so on this.
it doesn't really matter to me. It just doesn't make sense. If we're gonna die, then I wouldn't want to die penniless. I mean, because there are people down there we can buy things from, maybe.
You know,
Maybe get you
if
those
we
goggles.
die, I don't think we're going to care about the state of our purses.
Yeah, but it'd be nice.
I'd rather
I mean,
his pockets.
if we were down in a dungeon and we found a dead person with just a bunch of money on them, that'd be a pretty day-making sort of event, wouldn't it?
Passing it on.
What does that have to do with just paying our tab and closing the room before we go?
Yes, let's just pay the
Responsible
man
adventure.
for what is provided, and we can go down.
Just
There's
saying, we have a tab open. Oh,
Yes,
something
and we'll
in it.
close it. Why would we
Okay.
want to
Gone for
pay
at
for an
least a
extra
week
month's worth
ago.
of the room if we're in the Underdark?
You think we're gonna be down there a month?
I don't know. It's the point.
I mean, it's not that much. I mean, we're renting the hostel.
I'm closing the tab.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Garlo runs over to the side of the bar to try to get a few more drinks in real fast before the tab closes.
after putting out a few more drinks, there's some quick, abacus math done. They check the books. Okay, based on all this, did you? I think you may have set a record on the number of steins filled in a short period of time. Let's see here. It looks like it's another 68 gold.
I pass it over.
What? No tip?
We tipped plenty. You pay the tip,
So
Garlo.
much.
I just don't have any money. Like,
There's
I mean,
anything
nobles.
to
It
do,
seems
well,
like
I'm
maybe
sure
you
they'll
should
appreciate
tip.
your generosity.
I'm sure you tip people normally when you pay a tab. I mean, but I mean, maybe it's just not what nobles do. That's fine. Just sipping my mug.
I
I would
wouldn't
just
know.
like you to take a look at my armor that fits better now. Thank you for the tab. You guys paid for it to fit better now, so it's actually fitting. And look, I had pockets installed all over it.
Mm,
Pouches too. That was
I'm
the
really
8
gonna
gold.
miss you,
That's the
Lester.
8 gold.
It's gonna be so sad.
I'm gonna really miss you.
Why would you miss me? I thought I
All
was
right,
going
let's
with
get
you.
this portal going.
Yeah, tap on the back. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wait. What are we doing? Where are we going? We going down the hole?
No,
kind of.
no.
Back to the room.
We have a better
Wait.
life.
You don't have a room down below. You closed your tab.
Yep, don't worry, just forgot my socks and just running back upstairs.
You've already turned in the key. You get
Paula,
up to
let's
the
just
level
find
where the
somewhere
room
quiet.
is. Well,
We don't need to go back to the room. We just find somewhere quiet.
You're all standing on the ledge where the room is.
Bluska do, we can too. Portal jump.
Who's got the key? The token.
Me.
And the turn.
So what? Well, you just look at it and then some boom, boom. Music stops. Everything goes black. As your ears and eyes start to adjust, you find that you are in a very dark. The temperature shifts almost immediately to like a wet, kind of cool feeling. It's not cold. It's not like winter, but it's not tropical either. It's like a dank cold. You hear the occasional drip of water and the air rushing through. The next thing you see is as you realize you're standing somewhere in a hallway, and 4 goblins come tearing out straight toward you. And as you're reacting to them, I mean, you immediately slay one of them hand over hand. The other 3 just go right by you, blowing by.
What are they running away from?
Is Lester still here?
Lester is going, that was scary. I'm not feeling
Oh, he made it. Oh, thank God.
point.
Whew.
Here.
Maybe we should run away too.
And you can barely see it coming out. A large spider. Except you then hear and another one appears. On top of the spider where their head would be, almost like the old centaurs of old, you see what appears to be a dark elf upper body, armored. They are scanning the area for the goblins that just took off. And they've spotted you. When we come back next week, we're going to find out as they roll for initiative what happens as these creatures have just laid eyes upon the party.